Evil cackle. Check fucking mate, Chantal. Check fucking mate.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Hi, me again.
Hello, it's ready.
That hot dog is juicy. I'm not hungry. Like, that salad really filled me up. Like, these people who have, like, they have children. Can you not take them to the park? Good for you.
Damn, son.
Dad, if you're watching this, sue Slimer.
He's just my brother. He's my brother. You know? Right before Christmas, bitch! Who do you think you are? I'm fat. I'm obese. I am fat. My dad's my uncle. I gave my cat away for you. You think your life would be so much better struggling here with 500 kids and no money? Okay, good luck.
Evil cackle. Check fucking mate, Chantal. Check fucking mate.
Fucking diabolical. Hello, everybody. Good to see you on this lovely, Monday morning. Holy shit, we're back at it. It is the week of Thanksgiving. Happy holidays, everybody. To everybody who celebrates. Good to see all you lovely people in chat. MC, I saw you bragging, girl. Enjoy your vacation. Hello, 10KD. Good to see you, hun. Cheeto Firecat. I'm trying to catch names as they fly by. Hello, Sassy Mama. Good to see you. Hot Wasabi Girl. Dorky Shit Stain. Goodbye, Kyle. Gen X. I love Black Cats. Emotional Support Muffin. Fondue, my girl. Hello, hello. Loke Dog. Chicken Nugget. Sugar Pop Lily May. Angry Water. Hey, girl. Hey. I see my woman in chat. Hey, babe. Missing Mimic. Stephanie. Hello. Mac Attack. Nikki Fitness. Dinky. Hello. Just Jamie. Justice for Cats. Lucy Goosey. Catacore Mermaid. Formerly Grandpa Joe. Mary Sparkle. Kyle. Hello. Winter Mermaid. Lynn Pearson. Anna Peters. Hello, hello. Snozberry Muffins. Wicked Crafter. Hello, good to see you. Cheryl Lynn, welcome to the Poorest. Thank you so much for being a poor piece of crap. I appreciate you. So I'm going to need everybody to be super patient with me today, okay, as we go through some receipts, as we have some discussion. We have some different things coming in this week as I see Chantel has decided to take her Syrian content to Canada. We talked about it yesterday, and holy shit, she is really standing by that, isn't she? Cuddly Guinea Pigs, good to see you. I had an annoying week. Gorl World mess has kept me going. Hell yeah, girl. And thank you for being a member for 28 months. Hope it gets better for you. Hey, girl, hey, says I'm always patient. Well, listen, before we get into everything, you guys take a look. You're going to be so proud of me, okay? Is Grandma Spud in the chat? Welcome, welcome, girl. Panda Pondu, don't speak to me, okay? Don't listen. Let me say this before we get started, okay? Nobody's turning on anybody, okay? This is not about who we're friends with and who we're going to stay friends with and turning on people. Like, please stop repeating those narratives. I don't know where that's coming from. All we want to know is what really happened. All we want is the truth of the situation. And if that means that people are taking that as us turning on people, then I guess so be it. That is not my intention to turn on people. I don't care about relationships, okay? And I appreciate that certain things were brought to this community so we could have some closure. I don't think that we're ever going to get full closure unless there's some kind of criminal investigation. Let's be fair about that. Dugos, Thank you so much for gifting one the YouTube Underground membership. Mish, welcome, new member. So no, I'm not turning on Chris. Hello, Wistful Demon. Good to see you. Amber, hello. Beach Honey. Everybody just coming in. I guess because I have this theory. Like I'm trying, since we don't get the full story. I mean, we're not even getting the full story from Chris, and I understand that. I have my reasons of why I think we're not getting the full story. Maybe I'm wrong, but all of it makes sense to me, and I've kind of expressed those on Twitter, and we're going to talk about them here today. Some people have taken and twisted that as me turning on Chris. That's not my intent. That's not what I'm trying to do. I am just trying to bring the community who supported the rescue of a cat and come to find out that's not what happened, the truth of the matter. That's it. That's all. I'm not here to make besties with people. I'm not here to necessarily turn on people. All I want is the truth. All I want is the facts. And then if we're not getting the truth and the facts and we are left to put the pieces of the puzzle together, that's what we got to do. And if you don't want people to do that, then you got to say it for what it is. You got to walk us through how this happened from the beginning, what the motive was, everything. And if you're not going to do that, that's fine. That's fair. But you can't be mad because people are going to speculate and they're going to come up with their own theories and they're going to try to figure this situation out together. So please stop the narrative that we're turning on anybody. That's just ridiculous. We are just trying to figure out exactly what happened. We still don't know when BBJ died. That is true. That is absolutely true. Do you guys see the tree? We got the tree up and decorated. We've got the Christmas card. So if you all didn't hear, the Christmas card exchange is in full effect. If you send a Christmas card to the P.O. box, we will send you one back. Your Christmas card will make an appearance on the stream. We'll show each and every single Christmas card, and I will try to display as many of them as I can in the background. I have a few of these Christmas card hangy things here. I don't know if everybody will get to see all of them. It's kind of hard. We're working with a really tight space back there, guys, but we will definitely try. So don't forget, if you want to participate, the address to the P.O. box is in... Something just went off. Is in the description below. Don't forget about that. Tuning in from our family Thanksgiving road trip. Heck yeah, girl. Headphones, of course. 5 hours left and ready for some French fry gut exposing. Safe travels to you, hun. And enjoy your holiday. Hello, is it Yummy Poo? Did you rebrand? Yeah, is it Yammy Poo? Jesus Christ. Yamano Zami. Why do people think you're turning on Chris? What have I missed for the God-forsaking bird app? Okay, we're going to go over that. We're going to go over this theory that I have put together, what I think the truth of the matter is. Once I've stopped and I've looked at what we have as far as receipts, listening to what Chris has said, listening to what Frenchie has said, knowing there have been some messages that Chris also released yesterday between him and another creator. And there wasn't a whole lot there, but there was one thing that was very interesting that we're going to talk about and we're going to go over. And I'll tell you what I think happened. And again, anybody is welcome to prove me wrong. Frenchie, Chris himself, and that's totally fine. As I've said, this is not about turning on anyone or trying to make up lies about people. This is trying to get to the truth of what happened with the rescue of BBJ. Nothing else. Nothing else. And so tomorrow we're going to be doing something special. Hello, Lisa Simpson. Good to see you. Cranberry sauce. Hello, hello. Can I get a good for you and a celebration song? It's my 35th anniversary of wedding bliss. Hell yeah. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Sam, and families. Listen, congratulations on you guys making it 35 years together, hun. Happy anniversary. But I feel like, yes, Lucy Goosey, exactly. Cranberry sauce, thank you so much for the support. We know she accepted money for BBJ when she was gone. It is wild. Yes. I feel like there's so much to this story. And I don't know, again, unless this eventually one day, and I don't know that it is, I don't know that it will. I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but I really don't think unless this situation is criminally investigated, that will ever necessarily get the truth of exactly what has happened between Frenchie, Chris, BBJ, and Chantel. Okay. At this point, we can only speculate. And again, if and when Frenchie and Chris want to come to the internet and just sit down, maybe have a stream together, that would solve a lot of things for the community. Because really, at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you all like this: we don't give a shit about Frenchie. We don't really give a shit about Chris. We just want to know what happened with the cat. We want to know what the situation was with the cat, when the cat passed away, what kind of care the cat got while she was in whoever's possession. We are all led to believe that the cat now was in possession of Frenchie when it was supposed to be in the possession of Amy Flowers, right? So it comes to find out that Frenchie is the one who had the cat, who I guess was caring for the cat. We don't care about whatever the problem is between Chris and Frenchie. That's up to them to figure out, to come together, either make it work, fix their problems, or don't. Nothing matters to us except what happened with the cat. Where was the cat at? When did the cat pass away? And how did the cat pass away? And I'm sure there's some other things that I'm leaving out. So anyways, tomorrow we're going to do something different. We are actually going to do our regular morning stream. At least I'm pretty sure we will. And then later on in the afternoon, I don't have a time yet, so you'll just have to pay attention to my YouTube and my Twitter for updates on that. But we are going to do a reaction to the original Bloop stream. And that Bloop stream, we are going to fundraise during that stream. And we are going to fundraise for a creator that was done horribly wrong in our community. They are actually right now going through cancer treatment. They've been going through a really hard time. Just saying. I know a lot of you are familiar. We shout out Just Saying's channel all the time. She actually has a It's a GoFundMe. It's a fundraiser that's available on her Twitter. Actually, I have the page pulled up right here. If you give me just a moment and I will share it. Porcahontas Lynn says, I was in the shower when you played that laugh clip before the intro and my soul almost left my body. Paying you to never do that again. No, that's one of my favorites. Are you kidding me? I cannot be bought. No way. I must play it again.
Evil cackle. Check fucking mate, Chantal. Check fucking mate.
Now that you know, but here, listen to me. Hear me out, Porcahontas Lynn, and thank you for the support. Now that you know what you know as far as, where is this? That's not it. Why can't I share that tab? Now that you know everything that has happened with Frenchie in the exposing of the BBJ rescue, hearing that laugh, that wicked laugh, it hits different, doesn't it? It hits different for sure. A haunted house Porcahontas Lynn, thank you for the support. So it's for medical expenses for Just Saying. And we are going to share her fundraiser. We are not going to have super chats, memberships, none of that on. We are just going to share her link. We're going to try to run up her fundraiser as much as we possibly can while we are reacting to the Bloop stream. Hello, Fauntleroy. Good to see you. Let's see. Jojo B's Life. Welcome to the Poors. Thank you so much for being a poor piece of crap. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. I'm trying to show this. I might not be able to get it pulled up. Give me just a moment. Can anybody drop Just Saying's link in the chat for her fundraiser? Let me see. I had it pulled up. I don't know what happened, but I've lost it and I never can get back to her page. Hold on just a second. So today, like I said, we're going to go over some receipts. We're going to go over some discussion. And I'm going to talk about what I said on Twitter that got people all up in their feelings to leave comments. Panda Pondu in chat. We're not turning a Chris. Nobody said that, bro. A Wicked Crafter says, when, where, how, and why. Big Gary, tell it. You were mad paid for it. Exactly, Wicked Crafter. Agreed. Compensated very well for that cat. Wicked Cracker, thank you so much for the support. Okay, let me see if I can get it pulled up now. No, it won't allow me. Anyways, let me just take the screenshot and show you guys, and I'll drop the link when we do our stream tomorrow, so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about here. Bertha Boyle Jean says, anyone else feel like the Wicked Witch of the North is giving you issues with PTSD? No, just me. Love to Yaba, Sam, and all of the support group. Yes, Bertha Boyle Jean, we can all share that as well. And thank you for the support, hun. Good to see you. Big Gary hiding like a coward. Where's her big mouth and attitude now? Yeah, we have a couple of clips to go over. One in particular, where she talks about how every day she likes to get up and rage on Twitter and run her mouth before she gets her day started, just to see present day that she's gone silent. Like, where's that BDE present day, Frenchie? Where's that mob boss bitch energy present day? That's what I want to know. Lily, hello. It's about her lying and continuing to get money under false pretense. Okay. So let me go over to my Twitter. This is the fundraiser that we are going to be raising money for tomorrow. Not in the morning, but I'm going to do a second stream later on in the afternoon towards the evening hours. We're going to review the Bloop stream. We're going to react to it, and we're going to turn off all super chats, all memberships, and we are going to fundraise and help out. Just saying, if you are not aware, was a creator who was actually real life friends with French Fry Girl. So much so they met up in real life. Just saying, flew from where she lives in the States to Canada to visit Big Gary. And what happened in the end? Big Gary turned on her, humiliated her, and just saying, because of that situation, lost all of her support. And then after that, basically her channel, and it just stopped growing. People stopped watching over the situation between Frenchie and Just Saying. Tammy D, thank you so much for gifting 5 the YouTube Underground memberships. I appreciate you so much. Ophelia Own, West Coast Canuck, according to Heather, Sweet Sea Monster. Did I get everybody? Welcome, new members. A word from our sponsor.
Pickle the positive vibes and relish the good times.
That's right, Tammy D, and thank you so much. So we're not going to be doing this out of spite. We're going to do this because Just Saying needs our help. She's going through a hard time. She's been through a lot, and it's the holiday season. 'Tis the season, okay? And I know people were having suggestions as far as what kind of fundraiser to do. But I think when one of our own needs our help, this is where we should, definitely try to provide some resources for Just Saying. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow. We're going to be reacting to the Bloop stream. Stay tuned for exact times. I'm not quite sure yet. I just kind of put this all together this morning as far as like trying to figure out what we were going to do. That's right, Puff the Magic Dragon. It is the season for sure. I forget what started us hating Dirt Neck. What did she say about Yaba? What were we talking about today? Okay. And again, you're going to need to get your pens. You're going to get your notebooks out. You're going to need your highlighters for this. This is going to kind of turn into kind of what we do with Chantel. Because when Chantel, here's the thing with Chantel, right? When Chantel starts to tell, we never ever get the truth out of Chantel. Rule number 1, Chantel lies. Rule number 2, Chantel will always tell the truth on herself, right? She will always expose herself. And the thing is that you have to end up piecing these things together. You have to write it down. You have to take notes. You have to come circle back around to it when she starts spilling the beans and she starts telling on herself. And it's going to be a lot of that right now. So, and this goes back to 2023. So it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to remember. It's a lot to keep up with. But somebody in chat specifically asked about our situation. And you know what? It's so funny that you mentioned that. And I'm sure we're going to circle back around to this. But let me just tell you guys something while it's fresh on my mind. And somebody just brought it up. Me and Sam just had this conversation this morning. So when Frenchie turned on us, it really was out of nowhere. It was out of nowhere. Like, I still to this day don't understand what happened. She got mad at somebody we were friends with, and she obviously was aiming for us to go our separate ways. Like, she was basically daring me to fucking respond to what she was saying, because she thought that she was going to be able to do to me like what she did to Just Saying, what she did to Hot Wasabi, what she did to a lot of people in her community, which was make them look like this horrible person and take away all my support. Well, that didn't happen, right? And so now we got to get down to the why did that happen? Like, why did Frenchie come to the point to where she felt the need that she needed to start this big war between us and her? Well, I didn't really understand it much at the time. Now that all of this has happened and Chris has been spilling what he has, and then the memberships. The memberships is very important, because she claims to this day that she turned memberships on to spite me. And I'm like, what the fuck do I care if you have memberships? Like, she, for whatever reason, swore Porcula a little bit. She swore up and down she was never going to have memberships. And then she gets into this big fight with me. I kick her around, make her look like a complete fool. And then she launches memberships out of spite. And the only emoji she had was a Cabbage Patch doll of me, right? Which is so stupid. It's not even funny. And I'm like, okay, like, that's fine. So now that I'm seeing the receipts present day, right? And I know that Chris is circling back around, and, you know, the rent is being paid and money is exchanging hands. It's all starting to click. For me, it is. I don't know if it's clicking for you guys, but for me, it's like putting a Lego set together and those pieces click into where they belong, right? That's what it sounds like in my brain. And I got to thinking about it. I was like, hold the fuck up. So Chris will come on the internet and he will go hardcore for his sister, and then he disappears. Like, we don't hear from him for a while. We're like, what the fuck happened, right? And so now that we know more about it, and he's admitting that, yes, she's paying his rent, she's helping him out. Well, things are different now than they were in the last couple of years with Frenchie. If you look at Playboard and you look at numbers, financially, she's not doing as well. She's not doing bad, but she's not doing as well as she was back then. So I would imagine the kind of money that she has to pay Chris, she really probably doesn't have it to pay, but she doesn't have a choice. She has to pay this money, or else she gets exposed for this crime. This is my take on it, okay? Follow along, stay with me here. So she starts this fight with me. She tries to divide the community. She assumes, because she always wins, I guess, that the majority of my people in my community are going to leave here. They're going to go over to her. They're going to join her spite memberships, and she's going to financially gain that way. And because she needs the money, She owes Chris. So you think about this, right? You're like, well, is she being blackmailed? Is that what's happening? Not necessarily, not in my opinion. I don't think that Chris is blackmailing Frenchie. I don't think that's what we're seeing here. I think Chris wants what he's owed. I think there was some kind of agreement, and I don't think that either one of them ever thought in a million years that she would make the kind of money that she did. And we're going to go over numbers. Fruity Tootie has some numbers, some shocking numbers, okay, that we're going to look at. And so I believe there was some kind of agreement behind the scenes. And again, this is speculation. This is speculation. This is what I have put together and what really makes the most sense to me. He claims she owes him $15,000. And I have some receipts to back this shit up. Bunny Jean, hello. You're being harassed by the Dirt Gang. Oh, well, they all suck anyways, Bunny. Don't worry about it. You're tougher than that. I know, girl. And thank you for being a member. So this is my theory, and I'm going to show you why I've got there, and I'm going to walk you through it today. But before I do that, I want to tell you what I think. I don't think I wouldn't call it blackmail. I think Chris is owed. This was the agreement between these two numbnuts that they were going to split, because Frenchie knew that she was going to make a shit ton of money off of the cat. She knew that. And Chris knows it all. And God only knows the conversation they had together before any of this went down. So Chris makes it out like he was just there, you know, to rescue the cat and he didn't want to be exposed. And his big problem with Frenchie is because his information got out there. Well, when you think about the situation and what he did for the cat, who cares, right? You rescued a cat, Chris. This is amazing. This is great. You're going to get nothing but praise throughout this community. But see, Chris knows the whole story. He doesn't want to be attached to this story whatsoever. So once he was exposed and identified as her brother, I definitely think he became concerned. I definitely think the both of these dum-dums know that they could be in trouble criminally, and he didn't want any part of that. And that's a big reason why I think you haven't seen just flat out receipts coming from Chris, because if he lays down receipts, and again, this is what I think, that would not only, you know, hold Frenchie criminally responsible for what happened, but also himself. She wasn't supposed to out him. Yeah, Ophelia owned, but what was the big deal about it? That's the thing. Like, who cares if their name is attached to a cat rescue? Nobody would care. But it wasn't necessarily a cat rescue. You got to understand, from the beginning, this Amy Flowers, the deceit to get this cat and then exploit the cat for all of this money, it's all criminal. All of it's criminal. So neither one of them want to be tied to this situation. Do I think that Frenchie will get in legal trouble? Loosey goosey, I honestly don't know. I really don't know. Do I think it's a possibility? Yes. I think it's a very big possibility. It depends on the coverage and the kind of networks that pick up this story. But we're talking about almost $500,000 here. Almost $500,000. It's a lot of money that we're talking about. A lot of money. Zebracorn says, you mentioned turn off memberships. Do we have to rejoin? That's fine. I know all too well of the impact of a medical debt. Just asking. Okay, so no, Zebracorn, what that means is that the super chats are going to be turned off. I'll have it turned off so people just can't join memberships. You know, that way it encourages people to go donate towards Just Saying and the cause. It will not affect your membership whatsoever. And thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you. Okay, so now, does this mean me saying this that I'm necessarily turning on Chris? No. I think I have no, like, how do I want to say this? I just want to know what happened with the cat. I want to make this community a safe place. I want this shit exposed for exactly what it is. Like, Chris and whatever his part of any of this really has nothing to do with us. Chris wasn't a creator. He's not a member of the community. He's only around to hold Frenchie's feet to the fire every couple of months so the money continues to come in. And again, I'm not saying it's blackmail. I think that he is trying to collect what he is owed. Outside of that, I don't care. Who I'm holding responsible for, I just want to make that clear. So whatever it was at the end of the day, I'm not holding him responsible. It all comes down to Frenchie. She's the one who had the audience. She's the one who had the support. She's the one who had the community. She's the one who delivered the story, who sold this to so many of us. It comes down to Frenchie. What Chris's part in any of this really doesn't matter. Okay. So I want to be clear. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm turning on Chris, but at the end of the day, I don't owe him loyalty. Okay. I don't see Chris as a bad person. I see that he got caught up, but I don't know him. I also need to say that. I think he got caught up in some really fuck shit, and they're both in really deep, the both of them. So I'm going to show you a message that Chris played last night. Like, he did a whole screen recording of some private messages between him and the Gaining Ground. Everybody knows what the fuck that is, right? And for the most of it, Sam went through these for me. And the only thing that really stuck out was this right here. Okay. This was a message to Chris, from Chris to the Gaining Ground. And Chris says, yeah, exactly. It's a question of timing. I don't want to have to do this to my sister. If she keeps up her end of the bargain, I'm not going to. What are we talking about here? What bargain? What and you know, and this is like you can go back through Chris's history on Twitter if you're following along and you're keeping up. You're like, so you know that he comes here every so often. He drops a little bit here and there and he cuts out, right? So what's his end of the bargain? Like, what did they agree on? You know? So again, I feel like this backs up my theory as far as Chris is owed a lot of money from the BBJ rescue from Frenchie. And she really at this point ain't got it to give no more. And she's like, they both want to make it out like he's having a hard time. She's just helping him with his rent and his bills and everything. Okay. And somebody came at me in my comment section. They were like, yeah, but you're being black and white. Okay. You can't just do that. There are lots of people who pay people's bills. You might be right. Let's say you have somebody who's struggling with drug addiction and they're helping them out and they're making sure because they got it, they can or whatever. Well, okay. Well, those kind of people aren't going to have these kind of things to say about the person that they're helping out, right? This is a private message and I'm not going to disclose who sent me this. This was a private DM between Frenchie and somebody else that was in her community. And this is what Frenchie had to say about her brother, April 25th, 2024. Also, let me go back to this, babe. What was the date on this? August? Was this August 2024, this exchange between Chris and Cliff? This was August 24. So go back to April 2024. This is what Frenchie had to say about her brother privately to somebody else in the community. Frenchie says, and this is because Chris was already trying to expose Frenchie on the internet, on Twitter, on Reddit. She says, nope, he stayed in my mom's apartment and I pay for his entire life. Rent, bills, food, weed, pills, beer. Oh, did I mention he's an alcoholic? His life costs more than mine. So while I do agree with the person in the comments section who said, you know, some people help people out, yada, 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 this is not somebody who just wants to help somebody out. They're being forced to do this. They're being forced to do this, right? Fauntleroy says, once the Sam and Yaba detective agency is wise to your doing shenanigans and going on, you're cooked. Thank you, Fauntleroy. I appreciate you. Well, especially if you've lied on my name. Don't lie on me and I won't tell the truth about you. Okay? You know that quote there, Frenchie? You don't lie on me and I won't tell the truth about you. So you have her admitting that she's paying for his life. Why would anybody buy somebody's pills and weed and alcohol unless they were concerned with getting exposed by one of the biggest scandals in the girl world community? Crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. This isn't just blackmail, it's extortion. Paz Lies Incorporated. This is why I don't give anyone money. Chris has hid this for years. Yes. So, and I asked Chris last night, I sent him a message because I got to thinking. I went to Sam, I said, how long has Chris been doing this? I said, I'm curious. I need to know the timeline here. And this is another reason I got to where I did last night on what I think. And she goes, I don't know. I'm not sure. So I just go to the messages with Chris. I said, Chris, when did you come to the internet and start exposing your sister? Actually, I'll read you the message directly because I really think I should read it verbatim. Let's see. Because I feel like this timeline is definitely important as well. Where is it at? I said, can I ask, when did you first come online and start talking about Frenchie? Was it after the BBJ rescue? Chris says, yeah, it wasn't long after because it was only about a month or so after, I believe, from her saying brother to when my friend started getting messages from Kiwi. I really don't understand what he was saying when he said that, but I got the answer that I wanted. So Chris did not come to the internet and start exposing his sister until after the BBJ scandal. I think FFG has spent a lot of time trying to make her brother look like the lying loser of the family to take the heat off of herself behind the scenes. Because here's the thing, hey girl, and this is very important to remember. Frenchie wasn't speaking publicly about her brother. And you say, why? Why would she not say something if her brother had been online since a month after the BBJ rescue? Why would she not, say something like, either that's my brother, he's this, he's that, all these things she was saying behind the scenes? Why wouldn't she say that publicly? Well, that's easy. And the same thing we've been saying, because he knows everything. He knows everything. It all started with Frenchie and Chris. There was never any Amy Flowers. They might have created an Amy Flower troll account. That's true. Obviously, there's an Amy Flowers account somewhere out there. Yes, that is true. But there is no Amy Flower sister-in-law person. That was all made up. But there is an Amy Flowers account out there. So she couldn't take to her social media and defend herself. She couldn't say anything back to her brother. And to this day, to this very day after he's came and he said so much and he confirmed that the cat is dead, she's still not acknowledging. She said one thing on her live stream that day, and that was it. Because there's so much more. There's so much more. And I think there's a reason why Chris won't give it to us. You think Della's Amy Flowers? Definitely a possibility. Clout Goblin says your brother's in active addiction and you buy beer, you buy weed, you buy pills. Why would you do that? Clout, thank you for the support, hun. Dastardly Deeds says biggest scandal. Who paid for May's ticket to Canada? There's also that, Dastardly Deeds, but that is a investigation for another day, if you will. Thank you for the super chat. Beach Honey says both are trash. He profited off of BBJ too. So Sam says, I think we all know the answer to that. We're going to go over a few things on Twitter. I got a few clips I do want to play from the Bloop stream before we react to it tomorrow, just to kind of get us prepared. I want to know who paid for the ticket. Let me also share Shenanigans tweet from today from Twitter. This was in the comment section. Somebody's comment section. I can't remember if it was Zachary Michael's video. Somebody who has covered Frenchie recently. This was somebody in the community that says, now I'm really pissed. When my cat was dying of kidney failure, I emailed her inquiring about the treatment BBJ was getting, and she told me she didn't know the name of it. So as I said before, this shit goes so deep. We don't know exactly what was done for the cat. I do know that Hater Tater, if you do not follow Hater Tater, and Hater Tater has disappeared, I'm not really sure where they went to. They shared so much information as far as like the BBJ rescue. They've always been a naysayer of Frenchies from like day one, and have documented so much on their Twitter, all the vet receipts and everything. Like anytime Frenchie would bring a receipt as far as treatment for BBJ is concerned, it was just always like sketch. It was always blurry. They were never, and that's not to say that BBJ didn't get the treatment, but you have to question the quality in 2023, 4, 5 of the receipts. It's totally sus. Miss T says, Chris doesn't owe us anything. Direct your anger where it belongs. FFG and ultimately Chantel. I donated to FFG. What happened after? Exactly, Miss T. And that's the thing. That's why I'm making it crystal clear. This is not me turning on Chris. This is us trying to get to the bottom of the situation to expose what happened. Chris has nothing to do with this community. If it wasn't for his sister, he would have never, I would doubt he would even know that we exist. Any anger needs to be directed to Frenchie and to Chantel. It's these two rotten Canadians that have got us where we are today. Agreed 1,000,000%, Miss T. And thank you for the support. Can you imagine having her in your family? Listen, and I was thinking about it too after I put this whole timeline together. And I'm remembering, like, I didn't watch Frenchie a whole lot, but of course, people always talked about her behavior and how things got worse over time and worse and worse. And she got angrier and meaner and very hateful throughout the years. And if you think about that, you can really pinpoint when that happened. So she was thrilled after the BBJ rescue. So you have to remember, out of Chris's own mouth, he said that he came onto the internet to start exposing his sister like a month or two after. Okay. So it was at that moment that she knew how bad shit could get for her. And she had to make sure that she kept him quiet however she could. So if you think about when you listen to her streams going forward after the BBJ shit had happened, she gets more angry. She's meaner. She's more hateful. Well, who wouldn't be? What is this, babe? Is this the one that you're doing today? What is this? Who wouldn't be knowing, like, have you ever had something that you're so worried about and you, like, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, everybody's had that, oh my God, it's just weighing on you and, like, you're so worried. And, like, could you imagine having that kind of baggage and you're carrying that around for literal years? So basically, since the BBJ rescue, she knew that this was going to happen, or she knew this was a big possibility. And she's probably been racking her brain, driving herself insane, double fisting cigarettes ever since Chris first came to the internet. And she banked on, okay, at 6 p.m. Okay, I'll share it out in just a second. She really banked on nobody ever listening to Chris, nobody with a big enough platform. You know what I'm saying? To really take the time and listen to what Chris had to say and verifying, because her whole community, like her besties and everything, what is that, Psycho Lori, the psychic over there? And then you got Dell. They were all just flat out denying that it was Chris's brother. And it wasn't until I went on Facebook, found Chris's actual personal Facebook, and I said, hey, bro, are you the same dude that's on Twitter? I need you to, you know, so we know, I know I'm talking to you and I'm not talking to a fucking troll because I'm not trying to make myself look stupid. And that's where we started our conversation. That's how I knew for 100% it was Frenchie's brother. And then basically from there, it was over with. Once we got into messages and I made sure that was her actual brother, she knew this shit was going to come. I don't know how much money she had to pay up until this point, or how much money that he asked for at the end, because she had to really just finally say no more, do what you're going to do, and then hope for the best. And she was hoping there would be enough support as far as the Kiwi farmers, because she made sure you also, like, this shit is so fucked up, dude. And I might sound crazy to some of you, but listen to what I'm saying. Okay. Some of y'all might need to take a break, come back and listen to this shit. People who don't like me, whatever, but listen to what I'm telling you. Seriously. Lisa Simpson says, what stupid if she kept up the lie? Wouldn't it have been smarter just tell the community before he could? That tells me there's truly some awful stuff that we still don't know about. This part. This is the only thing that makes the most sense. What would make the most sense is for her to come to tell the community that BBJ died and when she died and all of that shit. But there is something so dark and fucked up about this situation. She couldn't tell. She couldn't say anything. Nothing. So going back to mine and Frenchie's fallout, right? So the Kiwi farms would always give Frenchie shit because she wouldn't turn against me. Like, they would call her all kinds of names, make fun of her for being a Jew. I mean, if you are cool with me, the Kiwi farmers are going to fucking come for your ass. That is just what it is. So with Chris and her running out of money to be able to pay him off, another reason, and this makes sense to me, of why she could have possibly turned on me, to blame memberships on me. And also, as soon as you turn on me, or as soon as you turn on my wife, you've got the backing of the Kiwi farmers. Say less. They got you. They will protect you on their little forum. And she knew if this shit ever came out, that they would protect her. And what is happening present day? I don't go on that website. I don't know, but I've seen what people have said on Twitter. Why are the Kiwi farmers protecting Frenchie after she's being exposed for exploiting BBJ and collecting all this money? Me. That's why. Because Frenchie turned on me. She went and told everybody I was protecting a pedophile and a glowing obituary. You know the story, Beg Linda. Beg Linda, all these people know that story verbatim. These people in this audience, the majority of them can tell you word for word how that shit went down. But they understand why it was done. That's the part that they don't fucking talk about. Most people, especially mothers in this community, know why we did what we did. I know you don't understand that, Belinda, because you were a drug addict while you were raising your kids. So you can't imagine doing anything possible to protect your children because you did the opposite of that. But most people can. Anyways. And she started repeating their talking points after she said, that's why I always say this clip is so important. I know you all don't like to hear it, but so you've got to understand that Frenchie was defending us and was calling these people disgusting for talking about it. Leave them alone. Their whole family is going through this shit, right? That's how it started out. And then all of a sudden,
anybody who doesn't know, is the rape, abuse, and incest national network in America. It is the largest anti-sexual assault organization in the United States. That's what we're going to be doing next week. Okay. Our fundraising goal for next week is going to be $3,050. It's a specific number. Yes, it is to represent the 305 days that Yaba and Sam knew all about the rape of the child and lied to the community and told us all to put respect on a child rapist's name. So that's what we're going to be doing all week next week on this channel. Oh, and Yaba has a history of trying to get those kind of fundraisers specifically to benefit Rain taken down. To that I say, I fucking dare you, you fat fucking ugly cunt. I genuinely dare you to try me. Okay? Okay. It's going to be a great time. It'll be our regular schmegular Chantal reacts, just like we've done in the past with all of our charity streams. Okay? Same vibe, same everything. I'm just going to try and swear a little bit less just to make sure it's all kosher for the YouTube. You know what I mean? We want them to get all of their money. So, you know, considering also they've had some money collected for them that never actually got to them, that is what we're going to be doing all next week.
boy, you got really cocky. You got really cocky and you thought you were going to be able to turn my entire community on me while gaining the protection of the Kiwi farmers. That way, if your brother ever came out and exposed you for the BBJ scandal, con, scam, whatever you want to call it, they would protect you. And they are. And they are, aren't they? Do I sound so crazy now? Bug Love says, it says I must be subscribed to chat. Why? Why? Because, okay, I can change it. Why are you not subbed up, bro? Number one, be subbed. And number two, I set the stream up last night. And so I usually set it for subscribers for like 5 days or something. So we don't get a bunch of trolls that come in and say weird shit while I'm sleeping and it stays up there all night and they think that shit's real funny. I just forgot to change it this morning. So sorry about that. Thank you for the support. Sub up, man. Miss T says, can we pick a date BBJ died and count the days until she told us the truth? Apparently that shit is, you know what? I don't, Miss T, this is the question. This question needs to be directed at Frenchie, and she deserves, or not she deserves, the audience deserves an answer from her. She has to be the one. I don't want to just pick a date. She needs to come with the date. She needs to be honest about that. Thank you for the super chat, hun. Tammy D says 730 days she lied about BBJ. That's fucking wild. Really Billy says, why did FFG include the brother? Just to pick up the cat? She couldn't pay a random to do that? Well, Frenchie thinks she's the mob, and she probably thought, like, I'm pretty sure, like I said, if those messages ever came out, I do firmly believe they're going to be crazy, right? Her even telling her brother about this. Like she probably thought, this is my brother. This is my blood. I can count on him. He'll be loyal. I don't have to worry about no stranger. Like she's not the kind of girl. I mean, have you looked at her, really, Billy, to go out and just find a random dude on the street and say, hey, could you do? They'd be like, look, fatty, you stink. Get away from me. So she had to go with her brother. He also has confirmed so many times she doesn't have friends. She doesn't have real life friends. All of this shit from the money, all of this shit from people actually liking her is all new to Frenchie. She's never experienced that before. She is just like a Chantel, if not worse. Thank you for the super chat, hun. Fondue says, how many days passed since BBJ passed and you lied to the community and collected money? That is something that we need to know for sure. I agree, Fondue. And thank you for the super chat, hon. I appreciate you. Grammy says, I hate this so much. This is where I saw who she really was, to exploit a mother's pain and drag her kids. It's unexcusable. I remember. So when she called, this is not how this whole fight started. Like she went on her platform and she told everybody I didn't like Jewish people. And I was just like, that's like the weirdest shit I've ever heard in my life. I can't even take you serious. And she said I was anti-Semitic. And I'm like, you're just so dumb. Like, that is just so, why would you even, nobody has ever said anything like that to me. Anyways, and she kept getting herself worked up because she was letting certain people gas her up. And then because I was making fun of her, remember I was like, dude, we were throwing banger after fucking banger. People don't like to be embarrassed. And we were embarrassing the shit out of Gary. We exposed her for the fucking mafia shit. We exposed her for fake karate. We exposed her for chasing a fellow employee down with the broom. So we got her real good and mad. She got herself gassed up by fucking losers on the internet. So she thought the next best move was to come online and say that, what she said, and to do a fundraiser in spite of what happened to my family. Because she's not funny. She's really not funny. She can't, you know what she said to me? Do you know what she thought that she was doing when she said stuff to me? She called me a loser, poser, dork. When you embarrass people as good as I do, I mean, I don't gas myself up very often, but I'm not bad when it comes to really reading a motherfucker for filth, you know, and coming up with hilarious nicknames that stick, bitch, Big Gary, Dirt Neck. We could go on and on. It's humiliating and it's embarrassing. So she is the mean girl. She can't even come back with a funny insult that'll stick. Loser, poser, dork. Good one. Good one. Grammy, thank you for the support, hun. Ashley says, God forbid you being a mother and protecting your children. It's always the ones with no kids or shitty parents. That's exactly what it is, Ashley. The people who post that poor little girl's sexual assault report are deadbeat fucking loser parents. One of them that I'm thinking of, they don't even have custody of their kid. They literally went to jail for robbing their parents. And that is FFG's people. And they keep reposting that report. And I guess they think that's doing something and that's supposed to be making them look good. They don't realize what they're putting out into the universe. It's quite psychotic. Ashley, thank you so much for the super chat, hun. I appreciate you. Didn't she call Charlie Chucklefuck? Exactly. Like, where's the humor in that? There's no humor in Chucklefuck. She called Yaba a shit stain for saying that foodie shouldn't have cats. Who did? Shit stain's kind of funny. I'm not going to lie. Chantel called me a shit stain. That shit killed me. Emotional Sport Muffin says, oh, what a tangled web we weave. When first we practice to deceive. This quote is perfect for this shitstorm. It is, Emotional Sport Muffin. I would like to call that a banger, if you don't mind. Thank you so much for the super chat, hun. FF Fraud is not a good animal parent. Thank God her and Foodie can't have kids. Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, we talked about this yesterday or the day before, I can't remember. Talking about the last months of BBJ's life, we don't know the kind of care that she received. What we do know, and this is another thing I said to Sam. I said, you ever heard about somebody who's in a relationship and, like, let's just say for an example, like a stepmom or something, and they really dislike the mother of the kids and they're mean to the kids? Like, that's a thing. You know, there are some people out there in relationships where they hate the mother or the dad of the person that they're with, kids. And you know, if they feel that way, if they feel that strongly, a lot of times, not all the times, they will take that out on the children. And you got to wonder, is that what happened with BBJ? Why would we not question that at this point, knowing what kind of person that Frenchie is being exposed for? I wouldn't put it past her. Knowing that she was sitting in that house double fisting cigarettes and then talking about how Chantel shouldn't be smoking shisha around Julia. Okay, that takes balls. That takes a lot of balls to say that. Timmy D, thank you so much for gifting 5 the YouTube Underground memberships, and welcome new members. Word from our sponsor.
When the going gets tough, the tough get going.
That's right.
That's you.
Oh, and that's you, Timmy D. Sorry, I about cut the pickle off there. Thank you, girl. Big Back says, sorry I'm late. I see we are running a bitch to filth this morning. Absolutely love everything about it. Good morning, lovely ladies. Yaba and Sam. Good morning to you, hun. And thank you so much for the support. Good to see you. We haven't even got to any of the receipts yet. Mercio, hello. I don't follow her, but is it normal for her to be this quiet? No. How much time between streams does it take her normally when she's not hiding in shame? She's usually very active on the Twitter. Canadian ass insult. But she hasn't been on Twitter in 6 days. And there's a clip. Sam, didn't you send me that clip where she talks about how she likes to run her mouth on Twitter every single morning? And she's been, well, I mean, dude, what can she say? What can she say? At this point, she's proven that if she opens up her mouth, she's only going to further bury herself. There's no way that she can get out of this situation that she's got herself into. And whose fault is that, Frenchie? That's your fault, sweetheart. Lights Out Drill Instructor says, even Chims came up with Hillbilly Cabbage Patch. Yeah, at least that, like I said, is somewhat funny. Poser, dork, loser. And again, when you're as funny and as fucking clever as I am when it is to making insults, even just saying double fisting cigarettes, that shit is fucking hilarious, okay? You don't fucking stand a chance. And that's when people say that they're scared of me or whatever, that's what they're talking about, bitch. That's as far as it goes. Yes, I will embarrass you. I'm more than likely, I'm funnier than you are. I'm more clever than you are. You're going to be embarrassed. That's what people mean when they say that they're scared of me. Now you know. Ooh, oh no. Duco says Dirtneck was a great name. Well, Dirtneck was a great name. And again, I cannot take credit for that one. I will give credit where credit is due. That was though Blueface's baby mama, Jaden. She got into it with some bitch, I think, on Twitter, and she called her a Dirtneck bitch, and I about fell out. I was like, that's a banger. And that's going to stick for Gary. But Gary was all me. Gary was me and my wife for sure. Thank you for the support, hon. I mean, we have came up with some banger nicknames around this community. You guys got to fucking admit that. I mean, come on. Dungeon and Roses says, it's crazy to me that people are still supporting this addicted piece of shit. It's willful and ignorance at this point. Agreed. Well, I mean, we don't know exactly. Like Dungeon and Roses, you got to understand, right? The motive for me, you know, people listening, especially to me or to, hey, why not? Holy shit. Where the hell have you been? Good to see you. Glad to see you still around. I hope you and your family have a wonderful Thanksgiving. You know, obviously we've had personal beef with Frenchie for some time. Charlie, especially for some years. Like she's been on her ass for quite some time. So when her supporters are listening to the receipts and especially who is giving and providing these receipts and they're reporting on it, they're very hesitant on believing what we have to say. And you know what? For good reason, but you need to take away who's reporting and look at what's being reported and the receipts that are being shown and the videos that are being played. And the fact that out of her own mouth, she's admitted, yes, BBJ passed away. And the last video of proof of life was November 2023. Like you also have to be willing to listen to what is being said and be able to use your own judgment and don't be clouded by your fucking parasocial relationship. It's really that simple. Dungeon and Roses, thank you for the support, hun. Satchel of Gold says BBJ went from a gotcha to an obligation. So Gary was angry and hateful. She lost control. I'm telling you, now that I know the date of Chris coming to the internet, and you're not going to tell me that Chris came to the internet. Yes, do I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that he was doxxed on the Kiwi farms? Okay, maybe, right? But I'm telling you, every time that payment was stopped, in my opinion, every time that payment was stopped, and a financial agreement wasn't met, this is what I think happened. Chris would pop up. He would say things. He would get Frenchie's attention. You pay me, or I'm going to tell these people everything that I know. And then he would go away and he would disappear and come back in a couple of months and repeat. Rinse, repeat for 3 years almost. Satchels of Gold, thank you for the support. Hello, Michelle. So was it ever a spite house or was that just another lie? I would only be able to speculate on that, Michelle. And knowing how much money she was spending out to her brother and other things, I would say that was a big fat lie. That was a big fat lie. And that was another way of manipulating the audience and saying, hey, we got the cat. We rescued the cat. We did all of this. Now, how about if we build, now that we know that Chantel is a dirty, rotten animal abuser and we rescued BBJ, wouldn't you guys love to make the person who rescued that cat that you guys love so much, wouldn't you like to buy her a house? And you know what? We'll even call it the spite. Like this is all calculated. This is all emotional manipulation. Now that you know everything and you go back to listen to certain things, like she was pretty fucking good at this. She was pretty good at it. Like she knew how to emotionally manipulate her audience and to say the right things. Like just listening to how disgusting she was. Listen, none of us like Chantel. None of us are okay with anything that Chantel did, but you would get the quote unquote best reactions from Frenchie because she was willing to be so vile. She was willing to be so nasty. She was willing to drive it home how bad of a person Chantel was because she knew what she was doing when she did that. She did. It was all calculated, every bit of it. Zebra Corn says, it's all about money. Now I get it. Yeah. Yeah. Her whole family was involved. And here's what's so weird for me. And again, I'm not like most of my family, they're passed away. So I really don't get it. But even when my mom was here, like I never really necessarily talked about finances with my mom. I don't talk about to anybody as far as like my finances are concerned or how much I make on YouTube or how much I make in life general. That's not something I share with people. I don't really see. And that's where she really fucked up was when she knew that she had cashed in as far as reacting to Chantel and she went and kind of bragged about that. Why did she brag about that? Because Frenchie ain't never had shit. Her brothers confirmed that. This is the first time that she's had friends in her whole life. And this is the first time that she's ever seen any kind of money. And the kind of money that she was seeing, she was like, oh my God. So she had to tell anybody that was willing to listen, her brother and her dad. And what happened when she did that? What happened when she did that? Can you imagine your own family? FFG's emoji, come Fupa. Hey girl, that FFG stream was my last straw. I'm a mother and understood why y'all moved that way. She has no morals. Thank you for that. But see, that really means a lot. And I don't regret any of that. If that situation, if I would go back and relive that situation, I wouldn't change any of it. No, we handled that exactly how we were supposed to. The only fucked up part about it, that shit was brought to the internet. I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change the obituary. I wouldn't change how I responded I wouldn't change any of it. So if you were wondering if I regret any of that, no, I don't. I did exactly what I was supposed to do as a mother to 3 kids and now a stepmother to 2 other little kids. I did what I was supposed to do and I regret nothing. But Itzy, thank you for the support, hon. Puff the Magic Dragon, thank you for being a member for 13 months. I feel fucking hoodwinked. Yeah. Well, again, it takes a certain type of breed to do these kind of things. And nobody is going out here looking for bad people. They want to believe what people say. And especially when they have so much conviction and they sit around and they're constantly like pointing out the bad in other people, that should always be a red flag. You know what I'm saying? Always be a red flag. Like she would always point out and say just things about people's pets, talk about anything that she said about anybody else, the same could be said about her. And that's what should have been a red flag for a lot of us. Thank you. Hey girl. Let's see. I want to go over this screenshot. A lot of these are going to be from Fruity Tooty. If you all are on the Twitter and you're not following, you definitely should be. Let me see. I got to pull it up. Here it is. We're going to look at some numbers here in case you haven't seen this before. And this is not pocket watching, okay? This is trying to make people understand why people are doing what they are doing. I don't know what happened there. Seattle Sapphire's Low Carb World says this is a cautionary tale of greed and power. It's sad. It's so true. It's very true, Seattle Sapphire. And thank you so much for the support. Listen, I'm telling you, a lot of this shit, like I have been questioning for so long, like what the fuck happened with Frenchie and why she pulled the trigger. Like, and I know a lot of people I remember at the time were like, it was over the Keemstar thing. She was, because da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, that just don't make sense to me. Okay. Even if she was a little salty because she completely bombed it and I was hilarious as per usual, it still doesn't make sense that she would go hit the the fucking fuck it all button. That wasn't enough for me. But now, I like I said, the way I explained it to you all, it makes complete sense. Miss T says, Yaba, you are a great mother. I would have done the exact same and given zero fucks. It would be about my babies and my family. Exactly. And thank you, Miss T, for understanding that. That means a lot. It really does. When you're put in a position like that, you're not going to know what you're going to do until you have to deal with it. And I did what was best for my kids, and I have no regrets. I would do anything for my kids. I would do anything for my kids. And I understand that a lot of the community cannot relate to that. Cannot relate to that. Oh, well, what do you want from me? I don't care. Thank you for the super chat, hun. Pizza Kitty says, so disappointed and betrayed. May I suggest pause in laws? Chantel and FFG. Wow. Okay, Pizza Kitty. And thank you so much for the support. I know there's a lot of disappointment in the community for everything that's happening, but be grateful that you guys can have some kind of closure and that this is finally, like, all the speculation, all the talk in the community. Like, people have been questioning Frenchie and the rescue for years. And now you have not all the answers, but you do have some answers. And it's finally somewhat over, Claudia Robinson, thank you so much for being a member for 3 months. I appreciate you. FG Modi Cum Fupa says, by the way, if this was about Charlie, Zach, or any other reactor, her community would be feral in y'all's chats. She would be demanding justice. Oh, it would be insane. Seriously. And let that speak volumes about the community before Frenchie entered, because you don't see that shit going on. You don't. But the way it would have been if this situation had been reversed and it would have been one of us, this shit would be on fire and flames. It's true. Thank you for the super chat, hun. Anna Peters says, good detective work. This is fascinating. And you know what? Listen, I'm very well aware that I've missed my calling throughout life, and that's okay. Here we are, present day, But I feel like I've nailed it. I do. Again, they can come out and they can prove me wrong and prove me out to be a liar, or, well, I wouldn't necessarily say liar, but just prove me wrong. They have that opportunity to do that, and they're more than welcome to do that. And now I understand, and again, this is not me turning on Chris, but now I understand, because I kept saying, come on panel. Let the people hear your voice. If you need money, then make a channel. I'll share your channel. That way you can collect the ad revenue or the super chats or whatever. I don't pay people to come on panel. We're not going to exchange money. Not that I'm a greedy person, but my money that I make on YouTube is my money. It goes to me. It goes to my family. I live off of the money that I make here. I'll shout out your channel. I'll support your channel or whatever. I'll be in chat. I'll be like, yes, motherfucker, let's hear it. I'm not going to pay you to come on panel. And he never asked. I need to make that clear. But now I understand kind of more of why he didn't. And you really can't blame me, because as I stated, if this does become criminal, he could be held somewhat responsible too. And he probably is aware of that. And I'm not accusing him of anything, but the best thing for him to have done is to not take the camera and to microphone and say anything. because when it all comes out and people start putting the pieces together and people start getting involved, you could be in trouble too. So I don't hold that against him. And it makes sense to me of why he would never come on panel. And he was like, he did say one time that he was going to create a channel. I'm like, yes, cool. I don't give a fuck. You go anybody's panel, Charlie, whoever is willing to have you on. I'm going to make sure that my audience knows where you are and hears what you have to say, but he never would do it. And now I'm like, okay, this is serious. This could really really get crazy. Now it's starting to make sense. Anna, thank you for your support. Sammy in Brooklyn says this make the Kuwaiti rules make sense. They are not wrong about collecting money. You know what, Sammy in Brooklyn? Time will tell. We shall see. And thank you for the support, hun. Jeff's Couch Pineapple says, I'm not a mother by choice, but I have a good mom and she would have handled it the exact same way you did. That's how I know you're a good mom. Thank you for saying that. It really does mean a lot, guys. It really does. And thank you for the support, hun. Miss Anthropy says, I'm not going to stay quiet for being on her neck since the fashion show because I feel validated. Finally, I was right about a few others too. My BS meter is 100. And I just want to tell you, I want to take this time to acknowledge you, Miss Ann, that I be seeing you. I might not always respond, but I peep game when you point out a few different people. I just sit back and I watch, but I see and I take note. And thank you for the support, hun. Hey, Lindsay, I see you in chat, girl. You both need a super sleuth channel. Hell yeah, why not? Well, eventually, obviously, Gorl World will it come to an end? Is this what we are experiencing? Is this the end of Gorl World? I mean, they took Amber out the game, girl. Listen, Gorl World was created off of Amberlynn Reed, right? And they put Amberlynn Reed in the corner. And we don't know, is she going to come back in 3 months? Are they going to terminate her channel? Look at what Chantel's doing. We got Chantel back in Canada, bro. And shit's boring as hell. Like, she's putting us to sleep. I can't be bothered. I did listen to that shit last night. I was in my garage. I had some shit going on. I was getting this Christmas tree together. I was like, ooh, girl, what she gonna say? Let's hear it about Salah. I ain't gonna lie. I want to hear the drama about her and Salah. That's what I don't give a shit about. Nothing else. I want to see it go down, baby. That's what I'm here for. And not jaws on the fucking floor that this is a content. You got to pay bills now, like big Canadian bills, and this is what you're giving us? Fuck out of here with that. No way. I couldn't even bring myself to fucking even consider watching that shit today. If I would have talked about Chantel today, we would have been listening to her mukbang because that's how bad yesterday's stream was. It was horrible. Just Star, welcome to the memberships. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. She's throwing out content for money for rent. That's it. I mean, is she going to be able to make rent with the kind of content that she's putting out? Girl. Public knowledge says your love for your kids is greater than your dislike of others. It's so true. It's so true. I said to that person who committed those crimes what I need to say before they PA'd. Okay? They got the message loud and fucking clear. They made sure the job was taken care of, and that's all that needed to be said. Okay? My real and true feelings about how I felt about that situation was directed and sent to the person before they left this earth. And nothing else beyond that matters. So keep twisting that situation because all you do is make yourself look like a pervert when you do it, just so you know. Thank you for your support, hun. Guppy says, I wasn't on board with you last night, but I am now. That's the thing about Twitter. And I do end up getting myself into some situations on Twitter because I know, like, I don't do good in text. That's why I don't talk on text. Like, if you want to have a conversation with me, you're going to have to call me because I can't fucking do it through text. I can't do it through Twitter. In order for people to really understand what I'm saying, I got to take to a fucking microphone, man. That's it. Guppy, I'm glad you've seen the light and thank you for the support. Anna Peters, I'm assuming you're talking about Frenchie. I agree. Totally 100%. Thank you for the super chat. Twitter's just too short form. And yeah, your emotion and how you present things and the receipts that go along with that is also very, very important. Freya, are you off the Twitter? I wasn't aware. Fondue says, Frenchie got a lot of us, but the minute she flipped on Yaba and Sham and brought the family into it, I noped the fuck out. Consider the super chats charity. I pity you, Frenchie. Fondue, that's the thing. Like when we first fell out, I was like, what the fuck ever? I mean, you can't expect, to try to control your community on where they go or whatever. But when she pulled the shit with the family, we're done here. No, ma'am. There's no way that you could publicly support her and support me at the same time. That shit don't make sense. And I lost one of my favorite people in the community during all that shit. And I feel bad about it, but it is what it is, man. Teaspoon says, yeah, but completely understand why you did what you did. You're a fantastic mother protecting her children. Much love to you all. Thank you, Teaspoon. I appreciate that, hun. Hot Wasabi says, I edited it and I was bored shitless. Girl, I don't know how you sat through that thing and did the edit. I couldn't do it. Carrie says, do you think it's odd Foodie Beauty has said nothing about this mess? Yes. I do not have any theories. I'm not going to sit here and say that I think that, money and I don't know. But I can say this, Carrie. Yes. Chantel has acknowledged it, but this is really like her opportunity to be like, this is her time to shine. And she's got nothing to say. She's acknowledging it, and that's basically it. Like, wow. That's something that's telling for sure. But as far as like, what do I think? I don't know. I really don't know. Boogan, it's going to take time. It'll take time. Chantel has never kept her mouth shut. Exactly, Crump. It's also weird. Carrie, thank you for the support. Raven says, if the choice is protecting my kids and dragging someone for the filthy person they are, I'm protecting my kids. You did what was best for them. Thank you, Raven. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for the support, hun. She's too high. I'm thinking about Salah. Maybe, you know what? That could be it. I've seen some people say some things and I'm like, maybe, but I don't know about that, But yes, I think you could be right. She's just so high and Chantel's a funkle. She can only focus her energy on one thing. So that very well could be it for sure. Marcio says, I need y'all's opinion on what's more important to Chantel, being Salah's wife, even offline, or the internet's attention, even if she needs to badmouth Salah. I would say number one. I would say that Chantel has proven over and over and over to us at this point. Now, if you would have asked me a couple of years ago, we used to do this shit with dishwasher. Man, I used to say that internet addiction, internet attention would always win. But present day, I definitely think her being with Salah and being his wife is more important than anything, which is crazy considering everything we know about Chantel. Mercio, thank you so much for your support. Foodie is so dismissive over FFG, and I was here. If I was her, I'd be all up in this. Exactly, Sammy in Brooklyn. Exactly. It is very, very fascinating that she's not. Fauntleroy says being his fake wife, having that fantasy. Yeah, agreed. She and FFG are buddies. I mean, listen, dude, they definitely have a lot of things in common. But I think the two of them are such bad people that they are unable to form friendships with anybody because they're constantly so paranoid about what's going to happen and how they're going to be exposed. I can't imagine living like that. Seattle Sapphire says the pasture gate is open for new cows to play. Seattle Sapphire, agreed. I'm telling you, going back and listen to Frenchie's old content now, it hits completely different. Yeah, did I think she'd go a little too far with the things she said? Yeah. But now it's like so fucking unhinged. And that's the only way I can describe it. Listening to Frenchie's content present day is completely unhinged now that we know everything. Well, now that we know some. Seattle, thank you for the support. Hello, Maria. Hello, Yaba and ladies in chat. I send a Christmas card from the Netherlands so I can take a while. Okay, girl. And I will send you one back. And thank you so much for the support. I cannot wait to get your beautiful card. Plot twist, Chantel was in on it. I don't think that Chantel was in on it because that situation literally demolished Chantel. Like, she lost a lot of support that she had at that time. A lot of her own people turned on her. Yeah. So, no, maybe, but I just don't think she is a Funkle. So there's that, but I don't think so. Anna Peters says, "Oh, girl, you're using your talents for good. Thanks for all this clarity and support." Thank you. I appreciate you saying that, Anna, and thank you for the support. Kyle says, "She rallied people against you to get more super chats. I don't believe she even cares about what happened or cares about people in general. It was just another way to manipulate for cash and power." Exactly. And like I said, she wanted the supporters of the Kiwi farmers. Listen, if you want the Kiwi farmers to acknowledge you and to be nice to you and put you on a fucking pedestal, be mean to me and see how fast that happens. You think I'm lying? Look around. Try it. I promise you, they will put you on a fucking pedestal. They will gash you up. They will tell you what an amazing, you could be the biggest piece of shit. I mean, I have an example. Do you want the example? Do you want me to tell you the example, like the one that stands out the most? I'll give you a little hint.
How fucking dare you? Who do you think you are?
Somebody really close to that person. Somebody really fucking unhinged. Somebody that had their own thread on the Kiwi farms is now treated as a saint. Why? Because of our situation with that person. Imagine supporting the likes of that fucking scumbag degenerate who has been to court several times over their fucking shenanigans on YouTube, who is currently going to court over felony stalking charges. You are gassing them up and acting like they're some kind of fucking hero because of us. Do you need any more examples? We could do this all day. Kyle, thank you for the support, hon. Chuck and his duck says, "I also left the other side when she started to jump on dragging your kids into it. She tried to justify it. The chat justified it. Not my people." It's fucking bizarre. Especially, it's just bizarre. I'll leave it at that, Chuck. And thank you for the super chat, hun. Anyone can join the farms. FF Gunt people probably joined for sure. And that's their way to try to make it look like they're the winning team, right? You get all that fucking support on the Kiwi farmers, they're all gassing up all the losers of the community, and we're all made to look like fucking scumbags. Me, Charlie, Zach, Pulpy now. And they think those fucking games, they are manipulators just like Frenchie. Where do you think she learned a lot of it from? They try to play mind games with creators. And let me give you the best advice, okay? Because here's the thing. We need new creators in this space. And I know a lot of people who know the lore, who spend the time, they love posting about it, and they're hesitant about creating channels because they don't want to get into the bullshit, okay? I encourage you. We need more creators. We don't have enough. Remember when Frenchie came online and she said that Girl World, especially Chantel Verse, was watered down? That was complete bullshit. No, the more creators we have, the bigger our audience is. The more we all grow is how that is, right? So if you're considering, and I think Mercio is you talked about creating a channel. Here's my best advice that I can give to you. You don't need to know what the forums are saying about you. There's no reason you need to find yourself searching your name and researching what those people are saying about you. If you want to create your content and be genuine, then do that, and don't look into what's being said about you on those, because they will just make up fairy tales and make up lies, and other people will regurgitate them. They'll take them to on their failed reaction channels and repeat that shit. Ignore it. Full force, ignore it. It's all lies. Exactly, Lisa Simpson. EJ says, FFG lies when it's easier to tell the truth. It's a pattern of behavior. She lies to landlords, family members, audience members, friends, etc. Psycho. Exactly. Very well said. Thank you for being a member for 50 months, hon. Bertha Boyle says, Foodie Beauty has actually taken FFG's side a few times. Yes, she has, especially when it comes to between me and her. And I've never really done anything to Foodie. But again, the insults sting a little more when you're hilarious and you're funny, so I get it, you know. But yeah, she said that she would pick, even though Frenchie came to her house, got her cat, took her cat to the vet, and then had all that shit happen, she would still pick Frenchie over me, which is fantastic. I'm not mad that she did that, but I think the whole situation is sus for sure. Bertha, thank you for the support, hon. They don't remember their lies and end up contradicting themselves. That's true. Aqua says Frenchie is now fake fried fraud. Yes, that's a banger, Aqua. And thank you for the super chat, hon. Kataria says, I think Chantel is afraid of Big Gary. Ooh, maybe Kataria. Big Gary's a coward too. Okay, just so we're aware of that. She's a keyboard warrior. She is actually what a keyboard warrior looks like. You ever had somebody on some kind of alt account, no name, no picture, obvious troll come under and say some fucked up shit about you? That's what Big Gary looks like, is what they all look like. I promise you. Butter Crumpets said Chantel nearly died. She was so angry. She didn't know. Yeah. When the original BBJ rescue happened, do you remember the reaction? That was genuine. You can't say that that was fake. There's no fucking way, bro. I agree with that, Crump. Savage Vegas Baby says she hasn't even named her new cat yet. She could give 2 fucks. Good point. Exactly. No, she's named it and then taken the name away. She's absolutely rage baiting. She's doing that shit on purpose. She knows what she's doing. Crazy Cat Lady says, I was duped by Bloop. I watched her, but when I was going through it this past year, I didn't watch Ode FF. What is the FF? Somebody in chat, tell me. Crazy Cat Lady Stephanie, thank you for being a member for 29 months. I appreciate you, hun. We need the karate kick back now more than ever. Did you just call me by my government name, Hot Wasabi? It's like you're out of control, bro. Liz says, I'm about to scold you too because I want my name back instead of the tag, but unrelated. Year 2025 has been from start to finish, been about karma and Gorl world against the girls and the reaction channels. Liz, I agree with that. And I just want to point out that they have been trying to take me down for, I believe, 2 years at this point. And they keep taking themselves out while trying to do that. I love that for all of them. I really do. Liz, thank you for the super chat, hun. I hit send too soon by accident. Okay. I watched the old support group streams after the lives for comfort. Oh, thank you. Well, hopefully we'll eventually be able to bring back those old streams that we had to take down to protect ourselves. I still have them. So we'll figure out what we'll do as far as getting that content back out to you guys. Hold on just a second. I'm sorry, I got really behind in chat. Becca James says, your babies always come first. You're a great mom. Thank you, Becca James. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And thank you for being a member for 33 months. Tweet T says that's because Chantel watches Gigi and Gigi is up FFG's FUPA now. That is true. That is fact. You're not wrong. Chuck says, I've wanted to start a channel, but I love my secret little family. I love my life. I'm pretty thick-skinned, but if they say anything about my family, I'll go to jail. And that's they say things that they know is going to get to most people. That's the thing. That's why I tell you and everybody else, you don't know what's being said if you don't look at it. So just remember that. Mercio says, when the girls we have now eventually stop posting one way or another, will that mean stopping for you? If you're looking for new ones, there's something interesting ones in TikToks I would recommend. Listen, there's always going to be things to say. I do feel like I've got a bit of a gift as far as like conversation is concerned. We can make a lot of things interesting. Of course, my love, my one true passion will always be the girls, will always be Chantel, will somewhat be Amberlynn and even Rosie. And I do believe that they'll be around for a while. I don't see anybody leaving anytime soon. I don't necessarily think YouTube's going to take away channels. And there will be new people who enter the pasture. There will always be something to talk about here on this channel, whether it be about the girls, about news, who knows? You know, we will find something to talk about, and people who want to hear it and hear us talk, they'll be here. And the ones who don't, they won't be. But I think we'll be around for a while. Thank you for the support. And I know that like Obese to Beast covers a lot of the TikTok girlies. So yeah, we could possibly look into them one day. You never know. Where Schneffer says in 2025, Girl World is healing. I feel like that too. You know what? And I'm not just saying that. I'm not being performative or just, trying to stick it extra to Frenchie and be like, yeah, without you, we can all heal. It really does feel like that. Like we were a vibe pre-Frenchie. And even when Frenchie first entered, it was still cool. But it was when shit really got out of control is when all that real life shit started to happen. And when she first went real life with Chantel was the first time that me and Frenchie ever got in a fight. Because I said, you need to stand down, bitch. You can't fuck with the content. And boy, people didn't like that shit. And then we didn't talk for a long time. And then we end up coming together on some, enemy of my enemy type bullshit, which obviously, Where's Sneffer? Thank you for being a member, hun. Snosberry says, was hype when she first got BBJ, but the calendar put me off. She used one photo, photoshopped into cringe edited pics. I knew something wasn't right. And here's a big reason she got away with stuff like that, because she always used the excuse of like being computer illiterate. Like, I don't know, I've only got this laptop and I don't know. Double fisting cigarettes while she's giving this whole fucking spiel of why she can't do fucking Photoshop and take pictures and upload. Look, dude, my fucking 70-year-old grandma could work out web TV, okay? You can figure out how to fucking work your life. That's all bullshit. That's all bullshit. It's all an excuse of why her receipts always look wonky, of why she gets away of the one picture of BBJ. It's all just part of the scam. You're not going to tell me that this motherfucker is that stupid when it comes to damn computers that she can't manage how to upload multiple. Like, what are we living in 2006 when we have these digital cameras and we got to take them and figure out where to put them and up? Like, come on, bro. Stop playing with me. Now you're playing with people's intelligence. She's basically calling her fucking audience a bunch of clown ass idiots that are willing to believe whatever the fuck comes out of her mouth. Okay? You're not going to convince me that Frenchie is as stupid as she is when it comes to electronics. You're just not. That's just, like I said, that's just part of the fucking scam. That's part of it. It runs deep. Like, you got to understand that these people like Frenchie, like Chantel, are willing to lie about shit that don't make no sense to you. So that's what you have to open up your brain to. So, because that don't make no sense. Why would a motherfucker lie about not being? That don't make no sense, bro. You're stupid. Nah, because think about it. You think about it. She ain't got a cam up. She ain't go. Keemstar, you got a camera. You think Keemstar didn't let that shit go? Keemstar's like, oh, okay, so you're just not going to turn it on. Like, Keemstar called it flat out. You're a liar. Yes, the fuck you do have a camera, bro. You just don't be on camera. Just say that. Just say that. Snosberry, thank you for the support. Pink Strawberry Glaze says FF Gun is bleeding subscribers, and the more she waits, the more she's losing people. She better get started applying for jobs. Yeah, well, I don't know how you're going to get a job when it's on your record that you chase coworkers around with a broom. I guess good luck with that. I don't know. Pink Strawberry, thank you for pointing that out. Claudio Beach Boss says, Yaba, you're on Cat Williams and K-Dot exposed to her. Hell yeah. I'll be there for that for sure. Thank you for the super chat, hun. The first week I brought my cat home, I probably took 1,000 pics. Okay, so Hectic Llama, thank you. You're like, I know you all like, shut the fuck up. Let's see whatever it is that you want to show us. And we'll get to it. Listen, we got all the time in the world. Chantel, you want to sit over there and lay up on the couch and not give us content? We got other shit to discuss. Okay, I can drag this shit out for God knows how long. Hell, Frenchie drug it out for 3 years, didn't she? Anyways, you make a good point, though. Hold on a second. She shits herself, says, Cutie takes Gary Sab because gaining ground is in her ear, period. I agree with that. Absolutely, she shits herself. And thank you for the support. So let me just point out to you guys, okay? So you're telling me, right, that Frenchie gets a hold of Chantel's cat. And there are no pictures. Why is that there are no pictures? Why are there no pictures? So let's say one of you, and I mean, a motherfucker wouldn't even have to be a creator in the community, right? It'd just be some random person who just is a watcher and a part of the community, right? And they're going to have fucking Twitter flooded. BBJ here, BBJ there, BBJ over here. It's me and BBJ having lunch. Oh, look, it's me and BBJ about to go down for a nap. Bitch, if I had BBJ, I done told y'all that motherfucker be walking back and forth. I'd be like, look, Chantel, you see there's BBJ back there. Here's BBJ over here. You remember how she said to Zach, how Zach would use their pets as props? That'd be exactly, I'd be like, here, BBJ, your spot is right here behind the camera. That way, every time we're on live stream, the audience can see their cat. And there's one picture on the calendar. You got 12 months in a motherfucking year, and you got one picture of BBJ. Yeah, great. Exactly, Unwashed Fupa. BBJ Cam. How we're making a BBJ channel, bitch. Okay? I don't want to exploit BBJ. Well, you bitch, you did. That's exactly what you did, though. You did. You did do that. So you could have at least gave the audience something and put up in your fucking dump of a motel, hotel, whatever, gave them a webcam and let them have a BBJ cam. So the question is, why was there only one picture? I don't know. I can't answer that. I can't even think of any good fucking reason, especially knowing that the cat was with Frenchie. I guess, is that why? Because the cat was with Frenchie and she wasn't supposed to be with Frenchie? Is that why? I mean, even the video, think about the video that she gave you all to show that BBJ was alive after October 2023, in November of 2023. Like, what was that? What was that? So you rescued this cat and you're so happy to have saved this cat. And you were so thrilled that because of you, that you gave this cat more life. And this is the video that you got. This is what's in your private collection. Sus AF. That's all I can say about that. She shits herself. Thank you for the super chat. Hello, Eva. That was a great impression. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's what I would imagine double fisting cigarettes sounds like. Can confirm 90% of my phone. I'm going to be honest. Because as my kids have gotten older, now if my kids were still young, but it's different as kids get older. They don't like the camera as much. Not that I don't get a bunch of well, my 10-year-old, I still get some pictures, but the boys, it's damn near impossible, right? So I could say at this point in my life, with having all the animals that I have, I probably got more pictures of my animals than I do my own kids. Because they can't be bothered to put up with my shit. I go to take a picture and they're ducking and dashing out of the way. Can't catch those little motherfuckers. You make them stop and pose and it's a whole argument about it. So I'm like, you know what? Fine. I'll take a picture of the dog. Somebody who appreciates this shit, right? So, and this is from somebody who don't even have kids. Doesn't even have friends. So shouldn't your phone especially be filled with pictures of a rescued animal? Rescue hits different, doesn't it? Especially if you know the situation that your animal came out of, like if it's personal to you. Anybody in here got an animal that's personal? I don't mean that you went to the shelter and you adopted it. I mean, there are situations where you got an animal out of a really bad situation and it's fucking personal to you. Ask those people how many pictures and videos they have, because that shit should have been personal to Frenchie. So what the fuck was that, bro? One picture out of that calendar and that janky ass fucking video, and then you all want to argue with me and tell me that she had amazing care the last 8 months of her life. Are y'all okay? And that's the thing, and I understand that I've been through this. Not this necessarily, not this situation, obviously, but I've been through exposing people, and I have the understanding that sometimes you got to walk people through this, like seriously, scenario by scenario by scenario, to get them to understand where you're coming from so they don't think you're crazy. Because where the fuck are the pictures? Where are the videos? What was that? Do you all want to watch that again? Do you want to watch the video that she had of her rescue animal that she cared so much about, that we're supposed to believe got the best top care that Canada can offer? I mean, it's not funny. But again, she's insult, not my intelligence, bitch. I wasn't a part of that fucking community. All right, I was there to root her through. Yes, get the cat, all that. I cut out after that shit though, right? She's insulting y'all's intelligence. And still to this day, for the naysayers, she's insulting your intelligence. Because think about it. Put it all together, bro. She doesn't like cats. She went through a whole lot of shenanigans for a cat. There's a clip I want to play that Sam sent me. It's a good one too. Bertha Boyle says, I've seen some outlying reaction channels get lore wrong and irritated because I saw firsthand. I thought about a channel, but not for a couple more years. Listen, the more, the merrier. Okay. The thing is like you would think that shit like this gets repetitive. Like we're all saying the same thing, but it's all different. Like the way that the personalities in this community and all the different parts of the world that we come from make that so much better. Like you listen to what one reactor says and you go listen to another and you pick up something completely different. And we're losing that. It's like we're losing people. The community used to grow and it's not anymore. It stopped growing because people are intimidated. People are scared. It's not worth it to them. What I say to that, take away your power. Stop being scared. Fuck that shit. Bertha, thank you for the support, hun. Yamano says, Yammy Poo, excuse me. I hope Foodie being quiet means an OnlyFans collab with her. True love, French fry gunt. Also, don't tease me, my true love. What is that, a fucking shrimp? Or dude, been supporting you for years, not stopping now. Yammy Poo, I would never. I think the name is fantastic. Sometimes I can be a liar too. Thank you for the support. Anna Peters says, I can't remember exactly when I was done with her, but she started by being nasty towards Sam at one point. I was like, fuck that. It was in a homophobic way. Oh, I can tell you. And a lot of people will argue that it's not homophobic. And you might be right. Okay. Maybe for once, since she wanted to call me anti-Semitic, maybe I was playing my gay card. Whatever. Fine. Okay. She had called her, what did she call you? Homosexual. Okay. And I'm like, what the fuck's that supposed to mean? Because it does seem kind of offensive if you're gay. If you're telling somebody they're faking being gay so they have a place to stay, that feels a little homophobic. Okay, if it's not, fine, whatever. But she was calling me anti-Semitic and that's all I could come back with, okay? I was trying to fucking match energy. It's pretty offensive to say that my wife is not gay and the only reason that we're together is because she wants a place to stay. Meanwhile, all this shit's going on with her. And she's just making up fucking, literally, she's repeating what the failed farmers are saying on their blog website. She didn't even come up with that shit herself. That's the thing. She always taking somebody's shit, whether it be mine, Charlie's, the farmers. The shit that comes out of her mouth and somehow, some way has been regurgitated. I think the only original thought that fucking loser had was poser, loser, dork. I'll give her credit for that. That's fair. Anna Peters, thank you for the support, hon. Play the clip. Oh, you got it. Say less. That's one of my favorite things to do. One of my favorite clips. Here we go.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, French fried girl, do you got a camera?
No, I don't.
So you're not going to turn it on? Okay. All right.
I literally don't.
So everyone.
I'm dead. So that was my point. Keem wasn't even, he was like, oh, so you're just not going to turn it on. He wouldn't fall for that shit. You weren't going to gaslight Keemstar. Fuck that. No way. Keem's like, oh, so you're not going to turn it on. All right, well, moving on. You know, that's not what we're not here to fucking, pressure you about your camera or anything. But what we ain't going to do is we're not going to allow you to lie. Salty Blonde, thank you for that. Thank you for the support. Our server Teacup says, I support you, Yaba. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you, girl. And thank you for being a member for 3 months. Appreciate you. Dorky Shitstain says, you mean applying for welfare? That might be up her alley. You know what? I don't listen. People got to do what they got to do. I don't think that being less fortunate is funny or it's something to be taken lightly. But when you were out here accusing motherfuckers of being on welfare like you were Charlie Gold, and then your brother exposes your dad for being on welfare since he was 17 years old, like you can't be for real, bro. You on the dole. Ain't that what they call that over there?
I'm dole.
Yeah. You got bennies. You got Canadian bennies, and you're over here accusing other people and being on welfare. That takes some.
Just come closer to the mic so people can hear me.
Yeah, go ahead, take it away.
There's no way Frenchie anticipated Keem asking her off top.
Yeah.
As soon as she gets on panel about the camera. Can you imagine Can you imagine how high her blood pressure shot through the roof when she heard those words come out of Kim's mouth?
I think she got really twitchy about it. She's like, they just understand that I'm going to be an avatar. They're not even going to question me about it. I'm French fried gunt, for God's sakes. They'll never say anything about me not camming up. And the first thing out of Keem's mouth's like, you going to turn your camera on, big girl? It's like a robot dysfunctioning or whatever, short circuiting
I might have cackled loudly.
when it happened.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile,
Shrieked.
I'm in our kitchen, as a motherfucker, eating my KFC.
Eat your KFC.
That was before weight loss surgery.
Hey, Poopy-doo.
Kimmy Girl says, since day one, FFG has reminded me of Miss Trunchbull, and I disliked her greatly. She does look just like, but she's got less hair, I think. Kimmy Girl, thank you for being a member for 10 months. Bertha Boyle says, I think she was jealous of the love BBJ got. Hey, Langley, good to see you, girl. I just seen you in chat. What do you think about that, Sam? Sam says that's a trait of a narcissistic sociopath. That's something. I can see that for sure. Bertha Boyle, thank you for the support. I want to hear the audio and the video, please. Again, kind of like what I was talking about earlier, Butter Crumpet. I don't think that we're going to get like flat out receipts from Chris. And I think I know why. And I've answered that earlier. I think that Chris knows how bad this is. And how bad it could get. So I don't think that he'll release anything that could incriminate him or incriminate her, because she would pull him in with her. Well, he went and got the cat, so he's part of it too. So I don't think that we'll get the audio and video clip that was once mentioned, but I could be wrong. We'll see. Frenchie can't back up her own overinflated ego. That's facts. Hold on again. She who shits herself says, soon after she got her, she posted a pic of BBJ sleeping and someone recognized the crispy carpet or drapes or something from another pic of Gary's apartment. She denied it, and then no more pictures after that. Because Jesus Christ, because she was never supposed to have the cat. The deal to the community was, and that was very important. That's why that's so important in all of this, because she was not supposed to have the cat. And she said it out of her own mouth. We've played the clip. I don't like cats. I don't like the way they smell. I don't like their litter. No, I will rescue the cat and I will give it over to my sister-in-law, where she will spend her days being well loved and well taken care of. We know that she smokes in her house. She double fist cigarettes. We know that she screams. We know that she has dogs. And we know that she doesn't have cats, or she doesn't like cats. She was never, ever supposed to have the cat. Because why? Why would she keep the cat? Are you trying to tell me that she fell in love with the cat? So she was just like, I just can't imagine giving her away to another home. She didn't like the cat. Why did you not rehome the cat to a better place than your own? You know why? She couldn't be fucking bothered. She didn't fucking care. She just made that cat fucking suffer through the harassment of her dogs, the smoke in the house, her screaming in the background, and dealt with that fucking cat until the cat was, I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if it just got elderly and needed to be put down. I can't answer that. What, am I just supposed to assume that because she's old? According to Frenchie, out of her own mouth, she said the vet said that cat had lots of life left in her. I don't think 8 months is lots of life, bro. That's just me. So there's that. And that's very important. She didn't find that cat a home, and she didn't rehome that cat because she couldn't fucking be bothered. She didn't give a shit to find a home for the elderly cat because she got what she wanted out of the cat, and that was money.
Evil cackle. Check fucking mate, doll. Check fucking mate.
Rehoming the cat took too much effort. And then she had to worry about people finding out, maybe posting a listing. I don't know. Who knows? She couldn't be bothered. Just like Chantel. She could not be fucking bothered. She shits herself. Thank you for the support. I got the dog from hell from a bad situation, but I love her with all my heart and do everything in my power to give her a good life. Oh, Elaine, and we love you for it, girl. Listen, sometimes you're not always blessed with the best animal, okay? But that is your animal. You have to deal with the cards that you were dealt. Trust me, I can relate to that more than you know, girl. Thank you so much for the super chat. Lisa Simpson says more pics of her octopus dinners than there were of BBJ. Girl, I know nothing, okay? I'm a poor girl, all right? For me, fancy smancy is going to the local Texas Roadhouse, okay? I don't know nothing about no octopus, but I've heard that it's quite expensive. Somebody correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. So imagine knowing now everything that we know, right? About the BBJ situation and what's being exposed. And this motherfucker was bragging about eating octopus. These motherfuckers out here donating money, eating beans out of a can, bitch. They're over here for dinner just warming up. You ever seen that commercial with the elderly? She's got the can of beans and she's putting it in the microwave. That's all she's got. And she got to make it last 2 weeks. Motherfuckers, she doesn't send her social security check to BBJ for her care, for her arthritis injections. Meanwhile, this big beast is posting octopus on her freaking Twitter. Going to Greece. Gucci collar. There was some kind of expensive purse too, if I remember correctly. That shit is wild. Like when you really think about it. And that's what's so important. This is another point I want to make. Thank you, Lisa Simpson, for bringing that up. This is why it's so important for like scams to be called out, like the shit that Chantel did with Sasa, because it's. I know that sounds crazy what I just said, like the elderly lady, because those poor people are the motherfuckers who care. Okay, you know why poor people care? Because they can fucking relate. They are the first people that will fucking give back. These motherfuckers ain't got it to give, but they're going to find a fucking way to make sure you're good. That is how life is. Trust me, I know. And that's why it's so important that you call if you know that somebody is scamming for money on the internet, because it's those people, the people who ain't got it, the elderly people who are trying to make their checks stretch, who are willing to go into their bank accounts to donate to your side cause. And the easiest way to do that is by using cancer or using abused animals, like, because everybody's like, oh my God, here. And you know what? There was a situation. I even remember their creator who did it, who came online and was crying because they couldn't afford their husband's medication. And there was this lady in the chat who was like, I remember because she was talking about she lived in a trailer and her floor was falling through and it was cold or whatever. And that woman was giving them money for their husband's medication. It's the people who ain't got it that are willing to give to causes like that. I'm not talking about super chats and, you know, people just trying to support people. These were super chats intended for specific purposes, for the rescue of BBJ, for the care of BBJ. Not all of those people, obviously, but a lot of those people who gave to that cause were people who ain't got it like that. Anywho, that's a lot to get into. Yeah, people like Turd Drop. Exactly. Damn, Turd Drop was talking about some shit with some meningitis or something in Chantel's chat yesterday. That was crazy. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here, bro? I got really behind. Brunette says, I heard my favorite term, hobosexual. I have arrived. There you are, girl. Good to see you. Thank you for the super chat. Hello, Liz. Actually, Yaba, apologies for my channel name drops, but I started seeing more new channels come out after the Rachel drama. Like always, Melted Candle, not sure if they're new. Okay, well, these are some new channels I think that Liz is dropping here in the super chat. Please feel free. Like, go check them out. The more creators, the bigger the community becomes, the better our community is. And I've said that from the beginning. The majority of us, dude, I remember when I first came into this community, I was welcomed in by Zachary Michael. I was welcomed in by Charlie. I was welcomed in by Michael B. Petty. Like, I got to be there when the OGs were here. And it was never on some no jealousy shit. Like they never let their numbers, like, you know, make them think that they were better than us or they weren't going to shout us out because they were worried that our channels were going to grow. They were like, hell no. They would shout out your channel. There were panels that were being done together. Like shit was really fun. And everybody would shout out people's channels and support everybody. That's how shit used to be. Yeah, Spinal Taps. Yeah. Randomly Aja says, I really didn't get FFG's hatred towards Foodie Beauty's sister. That is a lot that I want to cover too. FFG made it sound like Nat hardcore supported Foodie just because she tolerated her and didn't actively disagree. But now it makes sense. Projection. So there's this whole comeback that Frenchie supporters are using right now. And they're like, well, Foodie called Frenchie's dead mom worm food. Like, are those words really leaving your lips? Are you all forgetting that it was Frenchie herself that took to her platform and called Smee a whore and said that Smee cheated on Chantel's stepdad with the neighbor and said where Chantel's sister worked and said all that shit about Chantel's aunt and posted the picture of Chantel's dad, who obviously doesn't want anything to do with Chantel, and posted the picture of Chantel's dad's little brother. And you're crying because Chantel said your mom is worm food? Bitch, you, according to your brother, you weren't even there in your mom's dying days. So what the fuck do you care? What the fuck do you care? That's so crazy. Like at any time that, and that was always like her go-to. I don't know if you all realized it or if you were just so fucking invested. Dude, there were times when I would just fucking dread like certain videos that you all would want to react to because it was a back and forth with Chantel and Frenchie. Like, dude, I felt like that shit went on forever. And I'm like, I'm so fucking sick of reacting to Chantel and Frenchie fighting and Frenchie making herself out to be a victim and excusing why she can be so vile and nasty. And I got to listen to the shit myself and sit there and agree with it. Oh my God. When Chantel finally, there was a point. I don't know what happened. There was a point, and I don't feel like it was that long ago, that Chantel just stopped acknowledging Frenchie. Like she stopped fighting with her. And I'm like, oh my God, finally. Like, can this bitch just, you know, be vile and eat her food and fart on camera and really give us something to talk about instead of the back and forth with Frenchie? Like, and she banked on that. Like she fucking cleared every time because she was a back and forth and she loved that shit. I never like going back and forth with Chantel. I'm just like, oh my God, Chantel, can you please act like we don't exist? You're like the fucking Truman Show. Just pretend we're not here because that's how it's supposed to be. They're not supposed to acknowledge us. They're supposed to be the big dogs. And here's Frenchie every day. She's ready to go. She knows what to say to get her working, you know? God, it was so aggravating. Randomly Agile, thank you for the support, hon. One woman Riot says, I'm new to Girl World. I didn't know the backstories. Never on Twitter. Have my faves. No Madness, Jordy, Pulpy, and Here Now. It's a no on FFG. BBJ looked harassed by the dog. I don't disagree. And I feel like there was a reason that video was muted. Like, that's another thing that was so weird when she was trying to prove her brother out to be a dirty, rotten, no good liar. The audio on the video was muted. Sus. Like, you're not doing yourself any favors. Why was the audio on the video muted? Like, why did you do that? What, Lisa Simpson? What happened? Okay, Lisa Simpson. Oh, it's not the real May Anderson. I guess somebody was trolling May. One woman Riot, welcome to the shit show. And thank you so much for the support, hon. Amanda says, wait. I'm late. Is that why Gunther Jr. went off cam? Was after BBJ? Sorry, support group trying to catch up. No, I firmly believe, because people were calling out, and that's another thing I want to bring up. So people were listening to Frenchie streams and they heard BBJ meow in the background. And Frenchie was like, that's the dogs. You fucking people are idiots. It's the dogs. I don't know what you're talking about. So here's my concern. What did she do with BBJ after that? Once she was like, oh, BBJ is going to meow while I'm on camera. What did she do with BBJ after that? Did she lock her in a room? I mean, everybody's got so much to say about where's Chantel's kitten. Does Chantel have her kitten locked away in a room? And for good reason. So what happened to BBJ so Frenchie could go live and scream and rage at Chantel? Was BBJ locked away somewhere so she couldn't meow in the background? Was she put down shortly after that because Frenchie got tired of dealing with that shit and said, she's elderly. Just put her down like Chantel wanted to do? We have good reason to ask these questions for sure. The gaslighting. Okay, so to answer your question, though, as far as why she went off camera, she gained a significant amount of weight. She ate herself to be bigger than Chantel. So the last time she was on video was when she was with Shannon, and she had her little baby iPad, and she was trying to cover her chin, and she gained a lot of weight. And more than likely, she was bigger than Chantel at that time, and that was like 2 years ago. So more than likely now, she's 100 pounds bigger. So she's like, no. Because the thing with Frenchie is that she was, if you didn't know this, she did diet challenges to the Gorls because she was going to show them how it's done, girl. Okay. And so, yeah, she had to take her ass off camera. I mean, I get it, girl. I relate. That's why I had me one of them there weight loss surgeries that you used to make fun of me for. Maybe you should think about that. I mean, with all the money that you made off of the BBJ fiasco, you go ahead and invest you into one of them their weight loss surgeries. I'm just saying. Or maybe the jab. These are all options. It is 2025. I know you want to get on there and you want to show your ass and you want to hashtag no small portions. Like what motherfucker? Dead ass. Serious question, chat. Who goes online? Big as a motherfucker, right? I mean, big as a motherfucker. And hashtags no small portion. That's like some fat bastard type of shit. Like dead ass, like the character, fat bastard. That is some shit the character, fat bastard from Austin Powers would say. Hashtag no small portions. It's crazy. It is a good time though. I'm not mad that you did it. Amanda, thank you so much for the support. She got fired and ate her feelings. No, Ophelia. Yeah, I mean that too. But knowing that you have to pay somebody for their part in the BBJ rescue, or if you don't, they're going to expose you. Like I said, it was a month after the BBJ rescue that Chris came online and started to drop shit on Frenchie. That's when she started to get meaner, and that's when she started to get fatter. It all makes sense. Yes, Yulia. Okay, so listen, just so as a reminder, we're not leaving yet anyways. Tomorrow, we are going to be fundraising for Just Saying, a creator in this community who was done wrong by French Fry Girl, who's going through a really hard time now. We're going to be doing that tomorrow afternoon sometimes. And then the open panel, so you all can come on and talk about this shit. Listen, it's Thanksgiving week. I would say Friday, bro, but I don't think so. I don't know. It's just going to be one of them things where y'all going to have to be watching for it. Because I can't give you a date yet. I'll have to see, how my day's going, what's going on, that kind of shit. But we're going to do it soon, within the next week or so. Okay. 31 frames. Hello. Her barking cat makes sense now. Exactly. It answers a lot of questions. Get in my belly. 31 frames. Thank you for being a member for 7 months. Yeah. Like she's literally, oh my God, dude. She's actually the character Fat Bastard. What is Fat Bastard's initials, ladies and gentlemen? Wow. This is great. What are the odds? Holy shit. The spiteful bitch says she said she couldn't get new pics of BBJ because she fell out with the new BBJ owner. It's all connected. Yeah. Get in my belly. Science wins again. So I don't know if you all seen this because I know that was a fucking banger. But let me read this again what Spiteful Bitch just said. She said she could not get new pics of BBJ because she fell out with the owner of BBJ. And if I remember correctly, so I've been in communication with different people for a while. It wasn't just Chris. It's been other people that I'm not going to name unless they ever want to do that themselves, right? And I do remember, and I recall this, spiteful bitch, that story was told to me by one of those people. So I'm assuming she also told those people that's where BBJ was and that they weren't talking because they fell out. Because do you all remember? I told you guys that. And she had the cat the entire time. That's crazy. Spiteful bitch, thank you for the support, hon. Jamie is napping. Thank you so much for joining memberships, hon. I appreciate you. Welcome, welcome. That Gucci collar. You better sell that Gucci collar and donate to Just Saying's fundraiser tomorrow. I better see a significant donation from you, Dirtneck. We will be watching. Anna Peters says, can we send Christmas presents? Chris, you want to send me Christmas presents? Well, yeah, I guess if you want to. Hell yeah, go ahead. Is it going to be cool, Anna Peters? Like, what are we talking about here? We got a Christmas presents. Thank you for your support. Hell yeah, I'll take a Christmas present. Why not? Sidgy says, replay gang as usual, but my cats are both lovable jerks. And thanks, Yaba, for putting me on to Chobani pumpkin spice creamer. Great. Fantastic. I'm so glad. So glad you love it. That's awesome. And thank you for the support. It's fine. It's okay. I went to Sam's Club. What was it? Yesterday I got my pies, by the way, in case anyone was concerned about the Sam's Club and the pies. How many pies do we buy, babe? I might overdid it on the pies. I think it was like 6. We got 2 pumpkin, a pecan, an apple, and a cherry. Oh my God. Cherry pie is my absolute favorite. Who else loves a good cherry pie? You know who don't like cherry pie? My wife. Can you believe that? Who don't like cherry pie, bro? Hello, Aspen. FFG fans are surprised that other channels are covering this, yet she dog whistles on others. Pharaoh community doesn't feel good when it's done to you. Huh? Exactly. Exactly. And listen, we got a good reason to be doing these streams. 2 pumpkin, 1 apple, 1 pecan, and 1 cherry. Thank you. You like a cherry pie too, Tweet T? You don't like cherry pie? You don't either, pink strawberry? You guys are crazy. Cherry pie is the friggin' best, dude. No, and the only reason I'm not frying the turkey, Count Cracula, is because they said you can't stuff the turkey if you fry it. So I'm like, no way, dude. Like that's who no, you have to stuff a turkey. So whatever. Maybe for Christmas, I'll fry the turkey. I'll drag the fryer out to the middle of the yard and I'll deep fry that sucker. Maybe then. I gotta have regular Thanksgiving stuffing. I have to. Fuck out of here with that key lime pie crap. No way. That shit's not even entering my house. I'll kick that shit down the street. I think Sam eats that crap. Ugh, could you imagine? Of all the pies to pick, you pick key lime. Like, what about key lime pie is like, what about it do you like? Blueberry's pretty good. They didn't have blueberry. Okay, this person is, they say May Anderson. I think Lisa Simpson said it wasn't. I truly don't understand how FFG got entangled in my situation unless it profited her somehow. Thanks for bringing this dirt neck to light. Yes. Is that, so what? Is that the real May Anderson or what, guys? I'm not sure. And as far as that situation is concerned, I have no answers to those questions neither. That's a big mystery to me. But thank you for the support, hon. Lemon meringue pie? Disgusting. Crazy. Homemade chocolate cream is the best. Oh, I'd eat that shit. Hell yeah. You think Sam has better taste? Really? Coconut, nothing. No way will coconut be allowed in my home ever. Not coconut dessert. No way. I recently covered FFG's weight loss journey. Yes, go check that out. Sam has covered all when she was trying to do the spite diet and the water fast and the vegan diet. She did great coverage. I'm telling you. And that is what makes people the most upset because you literally humiliate them using their own words and they don't know how to act. They don't know how to act. Like they can deal with people saying nasty things like calling them fat or ugly. But when you actually peel shit back and humiliate somebody, that's what breaks them down. It's that humiliation. You ever been a kid in school and been bullied? And like they called you something like, I don't know. What's a good example of this? It hits different, right? Humiliation hits different. Let me think of an example. Oh, this is a great one. Me and my best friend Lisa. Like this motherfucker is my ride or fucking die. This is my bitch, okay? We know each other's family. We go to every fucking kid's birthday, like everything. That is my fucking sister. She's even been on this channel before. But there is something about me and my friends where we always end up somehow, even since a kid, we got to start out enemies before we become friends. That's just, I don't know what it is, bro. Anyways, so we grew up together. We were in school. I think this was 6th grade. And she had this crush on this dude. And I'll never fucking forget it. And I don't know what she was trying to do. I don't know if I was talking to him or something and it made her mad. I don't remember. It was a long fucking time ago. But I remember, and we were at church, bro. We were over there doing like practice or something. Like if you've ever been a part of like the Catholic church and you went to Catholic school, sometimes you had to go and practice and read and all this shit, right? And so we were over there for that with our class. And I remember she announced in front of every fucking body, and it was that dude that smelled. He smelled like feet. And she said it was me. And she humiliated me and the whole fucking entire class. And I've never felt like that in my life. I was like, I cannot believe this bitch right now is accusing me of smelling like feet. We were like in 6th grade. And I was like, oh my God. And so like everybody's laughing and they're like, oh my God, it is you. Da, 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 da. And that shit hurt. Like I was hurt, dude. It was horrible. And I remember, so we're leaving church or whatever, and we're getting up our stuff, and we all had a job to do, right? And my job was to carry the extension cord. You know, one of those long orange extension cords? I had that motherfucker, and I was swinging it like a fucking rope. And that bitch was right in front of me. And I said, whop! And I got her ass. And boy, then that was over. And that was 6th fucking grade. And they had to pull us too, because I was a big bitch back then. And we went at it. I was like, don't you ever accuse me of stinking no more. I hate you. They had to call our moms, and our moms had to pick us up. It was a whole thing, right? Anyways, when you humiliate somebody in front of people, it feels, it's just like it's a feeling that hurts. Like you feel hurt. So basically, my whole point is all this name calling, and I'm not mean to Gary. Like I've created things like Gary Mafia, or we've made fun of her because of her failed. Like that shit is hilarious and it's humiliating. And that is why she's been as hurt as she has as far as the whole situation. Anyways, that shit's crazy. I love that bitch now though. I do. She's good people. Anywho, I think I've told that story before. Humiliation hurts. And I've humiliated a lot of people, and they never gonna forgive me for that. Whatever. Anyways, do you remember that, Anna Peters? About to get a full box of foot cream. Don't be sending me not in high. No, what me? I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you, it was that boy that smelled like that, and he smelled like straight up athlete's feet. Are you kidding me? I never smell bad. Fuck out of here with that. That's what everybody's going to say now. They're going to accuse me of smelling like feet, whatever. Ask my wife. Freya's cat says, a while back, I looked at Just Saying's wish list, and there were items for her cat to entertain and care for while she was going through everything. Yes, thank you for bringing that up, Freya. We are also going to share her wish list if she still has it available. We are going to do what we can do to support Just Saying tomorrow. So make sure you guys are here. It's not going to be in the morning. It'll be later in the afternoon. We're going to do 2 streams tomorrow. We'll do our normal support group in the morning, and then we're going to do our fundraiser for Just Saying. Okay? Not out of spite, because we love and we care about her, and she's one of our own, and she's going through a hard time, and she deserves it. She is a good person. She is. Freya, thank you so much for the support. Shut up, Lisa Simpson. Don't talk to me. Hold on, I'm behind in chat. I hear Sam on the phone. I need to play a clip because I feel like I need a drink. All I've been doing is talking. I need to take a break. Who you talking to, big girl? I hear her in there running her mouth. I can't tell what she's saying though. Kimmy says, I emailed you. I found it funny. Okay, Kimmy, I haven't checked my email in like 2 days, but I'm going to get to it probably today. Only child energy. What presents we're talking about? Oh, yeah. Shut up, Butter Crumpet. I mean, no offense, but, if it's going to be something gay, just don't bother. It's fine. I'm joking. It's supposed to be a joke. It's whatever. I emailed you about something important, Abigail. Happy holidays to you and Sam. Love you both, and all pies you mentioned rock, cherry included. Thank you. I also love a good pecan. I do love pecan pie. Pecan and cherry. Pecan probably even more than cherry, but cherry's pretty fucking lit. I will check my email today, hun. And thank you for the support. What Sam say? When we were in Florida over the summer, I got a Publix key lime pie and she hated it. We almost divorced over it. That shit was trash. That shit was pure asshole. I can't believe people actually eat that shit. I don't know. I don't get it. Me and Sam agree on a lot of stuff, but we're very opposite when it comes to food. She eats like my son. Her and my son, they eat like a lot of the same shit. It's crazy. All pies are good, but key lime is better than cherry. The delusion. It's fine. Pecan pie is pretty good depending on where you get it. Well, I got faith in old Sam's Club. They ain't never did me wrong yet. FFG's Modi Kumfupa says, are you adding peppermint to your dish again? Listen, I've taken peppermint completely. Okay, hold on. Okay. The pups have appointments tomorrow. All right, that sounds great. Thank you for that, babe. Look, she gets shit done. That's what I'm talking about. No, there's no peppermint around here, okay? Thank you so much, Badisi, and thank you for your money. Key lime is good. Not for Thanksgiving, though. Yeah. Like, who's having key lime pie for Thanksgiving? That's weird. Freaks. Anywho, are we caught up? I think we are. Oh, my God. Okay, let's play some clips so I can get a drink. Let me pull up my wife's DMs that she's blessed me with today. Because these are some good ones. Actually, that one that she sent me made it on the soundboard. I was like, bitch, that's going on the fucking soundboard, bro. That is everything. Okay. These are clips from the Bloop stream, which we are going to watch tomorrow. Don't forget. Also, Sam, can you put your channel in chat? Sam is going live tonight. French fried farmer, self-soothes damaged ego. That's going to be a fucking banger. Let's see if we can get this to open up. There we go. And I'll pin it, babe. A good key lime cannot be beat. I feel like, look, that's fine. If you guys want to eat key lime pie, that's totally fine. Okay. Hold on just a second. Go back on Kim for what? So these people can continue to bully me and humiliate me? I don't think so. Hold, please. Oh, yeah, we were going to go over those screenshots. We'll circle back around before I leave. What time is it? 11:20. All right. Oh, wrong button. Stop screen share. Share screen. I really don't know what's in this clip. We're just going to watch it so I can get a drink really quick if you guys don't mind. Hey, where is it? Hold, please. Thank you, Butter Crumpet. I'm going to pin her link to the top of the chat. If you're not Sammed up to Sam, please make sure you do. We're trying to get her up to 10K. Love her so much. Am I in Firefox? Is that what's going on here? Probs. New window. There we go. I got way too much shit open. I first had a key lime pie on a cruise. They made it just because my friend mentioned it. It's so good. Really? There we go. I got it. Let's see.
Yeah, cool. Right now. I'm sorry. There's no way I could have kept up with that. I had to just tell the story. I'm a ball of nerves right now. Ball of nerves. And I'm on antibiotics myself. I have my friggin' ear infection. It's been one hell of a couple of days. Evil cackle. So bon voyage to Kuwait now. No one cares. Yeah, check fucking mate, Chantal. Check fucking mate. You like the attic so much? How do you like that? So everybody besides that, is everybody good? I know yesterday I didn't say anything because it was like I was in somewhat of a shock, and it's not like me. Usually I wake up in the morning and I start rage tweeting often, or just like tweeting. There has to be tweets in the morning. So I'm sitting there like not wanting to.
There you go. That's the one that I wanted to play so bad when people were like, how long has she been usually off of Twitter? Is it normal for her not to, or for her just to go quiet and not run her mouth? She just answered that. Let's tap it back. Let's listen to it again. Hello, Jackson. I hear you have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Is that so? Are you excited to go see your vet? Are you? Absolutely not. They're more than likely going to give me shots.
How much? How do you like that? So everybody besides that, is everybody good? I know yesterday I didn't say anything because it was like I was in somewhat of a shock, and it's not like me. Usually I wake up in the morning and I start rage tweeting often, or just like tweeting. There has to be tweets.
I'll wake up in the morning and I start rage tweeting. You mean to tell me somebody comes to the internet and accuses you of the shit that your brother has, and all of a sudden you shut up? I mean, here you are, and we know, like the people who have followed Frenchie and kept up with the drama with Frenchie on Twitter, it's true. She wakes up in the morning and she starts rage tweeting. Hell, the majority of us do. I can't even sit here and say that that's not a part of my life, okay? Of course, a lot of times I will wake up first thing in the morning, I'm firing them off. Me and my wife, bam, 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 bam. It's just what we do. So you mean to tell me? And you know what's funny about this whole situation? Because I know a lot of you aren't going to know and aren't going to be familiar with this, but I'm going to the ones who are, this is kind of funny, right? Burnett says, never forget, chat, drugs are bad, okay? Mr. Mackey. That's right, Burnett. That's what I say to my kids all the time. You got to use certain examples because you want to make the message get over clear to them, but it is what it is. And I don't feel bad about it. Anywho, so this is somebody from Frenchie's real life that is accusing her of this whole BBJ scandal, if you will. And she goes silent. Do you guys remember when somebody from Sam's real life came to the internet and was making up all kinds of lies? What did Sam do? Did she stay quiet? Did she come online and have a 15-minute stream? No, she broke that bitch down. She proved that bitch over and over and over to be a liar, and everything that came out of her mouth was a lie. She brought receipts. She did streams. She brought proof. Because why? Because she's like, I'm not going to let this motherfucker who knows me in real life come to the internet and make up all these lies and have this community thinking I'm not the kind of person that they are trying to portray me as. Fuck that. Hell no. I got you. I'm going to prove you out to be, that's what anybody would do. And that's another reason that we know that everything that is being said, for the most part, is true. Would you let somebody come to where you make your money, where you're employed, and just say all these lies, and the lies would destroy you, would destroy the money that you make on this platform? Shit, you got me fucked up. I've worked too hard building my platform, building my community for somebody from my real life to come here and destroy that. And I'm just going to go silent? Hell no. No. That doesn't even make any sense. No way. She said she was mortified and embarrassed. I believe that she definitely was. And I think the being mortified and being embarrassed, it's not necessarily because of her brother and dad fighting on Twitter. It's another conversation I had with Sam. I said, dude, I get nervous if somebody emails me and they're like, hey, I didn't get last month's postcard. Because I'm like, I don't want these people thinking that I'm fucking not sending out their postcard, you know? So I'm like, oh my God, I'm scrambling. I'm trying to make sure it's taken care of. I'm trying to go through my list, make sure they're on there, see what went wrong. Because I don't want people to think I'm out here scamming for postcards. But the level that you are talking about with Frenchie, again, I have to give you a number. And let me go back to what we had pulled up a while ago if I can find it. These what'd you say, babe? I don't know. And anything I drink, it makes me feel like I burp. And then I'm just sitting here trying not to burp the entire string. But yeah, give me one of them peach waters, would you? That'd be great. Okay. So, I mean, the level that we're talking about is so fucking insane, dude. Let's see. Stop screen sharing. How I brought that bitch's own daughter up to call her mother a fucking liar. Yeah, because you'll do whatever you have to do if somebody comes on and they trying to mess with you and make you out to be a person that you know you're not. You're gonna make sure the truth gets to the people. That's what you do, right? So let's take a look at these numbers real quick. Here's Fruity Spite. She's awesome. Here's the kind of money she was making before and after BBJ. So these streams obviously have all been deleted. Take a look. Missing cash. Did Koki take her money? $166. Get ready with me. Nothing. Foodie Beauty, live from the trap, $46. Okay, now let's look at the kind of money. Are you guys ready? If you haven't seen these numbers, are you ready for this shit? It's crazy. Prepare yourself. Anna Peters says, all right, girlies, what time are we on tomorrow? So 2 streams tomorrow. First one's going to be regular time 9. Second one, I'm not too sure. I've got to check the kids' schedules. I got to see what I got to take care of. So tomorrow I'm thinking around 4, maybe 4-ish, 4 to 5 for tomorrow afternoon stream. But I will let you guys know for sure. Tomorrow for sure. I'm just not set on a time just yet. Charlotte says, Yabby, you're held to a higher standard and you meet it. Thank you for that, Charlotte. Thank you. You know, when me and the Griff gang split ways, that there was one person in their community. Damn it, Amber. Amber Murphy. There's your shout out, Gorl. I know you're still talking about me obsessively. She went and told everybody that she was in the postcard tier for months and never got a postcard. I'm like, I don't know what this bitch is talking about. Like, I literally have no idea what she's talking about. And she said it and said it and said it and said it. Well, not that long ago, it was like 6 months or something like that. I noticed that I still had DMs between me and Damn and Amber. And I showed this to you all already, but just as a reminder, I'm going through these messages. And in these messages, this motherfucker is glazing me up about what an amazing person I am, what an amazing mom I am. And in those messages, I swear on every fucking kid's life, says, yeah, but I just want to let you know, because I don't want you to waste the postage, that I'm getting multiple postcards. You have me on there more than once. And I'm like, I can't fucking believe this shit. Like, I really can't. Motherfuckers will just come out there and lie on your name, and other people will repeat those lies. I didn't tell you about that, Lisa Simpson. I talked about it one day, and I showed the messages. Swear to God. All that time, that fucking weirdo went around saying that she was paying to be on the postcard club and never got a fucking postcard. And I'm like, I don't know what she's talking about. I have no idea. And months later, probably a year later, I end up going through these messages looking for something, and right fucking there it was. She was getting multiple cards. That shit is crazy, isn't it? Anyways, let's look at the money she was making after BBJ. Go ahead, take that in. Wow. BBJ, look at the views too. Like, here's another thing I want to point out for those who don't know. The number in red is how much people make in Super Chat. This is not AdSense. AdSense is not included. This is what people donated through the streams. So 79,000 views on a live stream that was probably a couple of hours long was quite a bit. I can't even guess. I don't know. It was a lot. Yulia says, speaking of postcards, I never gave you my address. Is it too late? No. Just make sure you email me, Yulia, and I will get to you, girl. I got you. And thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you. Yes, fine. That is just super chats. I remember during this BBJ rescue time, because this went on for days, weeks, months, dare I say years. Okay, this is from Fruity Spite Gorlick on Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, Gorlick, you need to get on Twitter. You need to follow Fruity. She has great receipts over there. But this is from Fruity. Look over here to the side of the screen. This is her. Can you see my mouse? There she is. And that's her at. That's who you would credit for this. And good to see you. I remember that Frenchie, her numbers were so crazy and she was making so much money. She made it into the top, was it top 10 YouTube streamers? Like for our community, that shit is unheard of. Seriously unheard of. Like it's a big deal. The amount of money that you have to make and the amount of viewers you have to make this list. And she made it like several times. It was crazy. Crazy. What font say? Thank you, Lisa Simpson, for posting that. So yeah, I mean, like when she says money is the root of all evil, yes, it is. You know, this is life-changing money for people. And it's not that people are jealous because she made this money. Had this have happened, how she portrayed it to happen, rescuing a cat, rehoming the cat, making sure the cat got the arthritis injections, giving the cat the catio, the Gucci collar, the best life, the cat. I mean, dude, the cat should be living the fucking cat dream with this kind of money. And it's so disheartening and so disappointing to know what happened. And this is, do you see these numbers? Do you want me to tell you what this is? This is a community of love. This is a community that supported and wanted to save a cat. And they wanted to, what would you call that? They also wanted to give to Frenchie for everything that she had done. They wanted to reward her for everything that she did. Again, this is the money she made after the BBJ rescue. This is the kind of money that she was making before it. And she gloated how she was the better creator, how she had the better numbers, how she made the more money. And we were all just piss on reaction channels and we were just jealous losers. I'm sorry. Loser, poser, dork. If I remember correctly. 19K, 18K, 23K, 21K, 79, 26, 25, 27, 26. So yeah, she only really got big playback numbers, I guess, for the rescue. I feel like some of her other numbers hit big, but regardless, we know the outcome of it. She conned the people saying she was buying a house. I definitely think that was part of it, for sure. So listen, we've been here for 2.5 hours. Let's do a giveaway. I could go on. I didn't even play any of the clips that I had to play, but I'm losing my voice and we're going to do 2 streams tomorrow. So we'll have time. Whatever we didn't cover today, we'll cover it tomorrow. So I'm going to give you all a few more minutes. If you want to go ahead and leave a comment on yesterday's live stream, of course, we're going to do a giveaway today. Go ahead and do that. I should have told you all at the beginning and I forgot. Okay, Gorlick. Gorlick's going live right after I get off. I know Sam's going live sometime today. So you're going to have coverage of this situation as you should. And I'm telling you guys, not for the extra dramatics or anything like that. I think it's going to blow up. I think this shit is going to fall into the right hands and this shit is going to blow up. We are talking big money. You thought that that Chantel, I'm sorry, I get too confused at this point. That Chantel was in big trouble with the amount of money that it wasn't anything close to the amount of money that Frenchie raised. Okay, so what I've seen, Mole, 500,000 Canadian total. Now, that was over some time, but around 500,000 Canadian, yes. Thank you, Buttercrumpet, for leaving the link in chat. Follow Ray said this is better than court TV. Well, of course she had to pay taxes on that money, Teresa. Of course. That's not tax-free money. No, she had to pay taxes on that money. Absolutely. Thank you, Crump. She calls everyone else grifters. She calls everyone else a lot of things, for sure. Ophelia says we need a clear and firm timeline or one of Dell's shitty lists. We're going to get to that, Ophelia. Things are still coming out we're still trying to go over because, of course, she's taken down the majority of her content. To get everything together, I think it's going to take a little bit of time. Projection gang, for sure. Hold on a second. I would love to know Dell's take. Like, what are the girlies who just don't want to say anything because they're worried about what information that Frenchie has about them? Like, what do you think that they're saying, girl? Like, what is Dell and her friend saying behind Frenchie's back? Are they like, oh my God, this is like so bad? Like, girl gang is like over girl. Like, girl gang is like no more girl. Do you think the conversations they're having like that? That's how I'd imagine. I want to know if Shannon knew when they were friends. I said that on Twitter. That would be amazing. I know a lot of people don't like Shannon and for good reasons. I'm with you there. But I would be very curious the information that she could bring forward in this case, if you would. Is Dell FFG's mod? Yes. Dell is the one who does the list. You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, let me bring up the giveaway page. I got a doctor's appointment. I forgot. Let's see. YouTube comment picker. Today's winner is going to be, as per usual, if you're in the United States of America, it will be for a Christmas pickle tumbler. Okay. And if you're outside of the United States, it's going to be for an amazing postcard and sticker pack. So give me just a second. Whew. This is why I like playing videos sometimes, so I can rest my voice, because holy shit, man. That's crazy. Okay. It's under the Foodie Goes Missing. Let's see. Oh, shit. There we are. Hello, good people. Foodie goes missing after payday in hopes of Salah's return. That's where we're picking today's winner from. Let me share the screen again. It's going to put me in a little circle. I knew it. I knew it. Miss Anthropy says, Yaba, can you ask Gorlick nicely to unblock me? Gorlick, could you unblock Miss Ann? She said she'd like to speak with you, please. There you go, Miss Anthropy. I got you, girl. And thank you for the super chat. Today's winner will be... Dun, 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 dun. Did it do it? Oh, there we go. No thanks. Oh, Barb Incognito 13. 16 hours ago, she says, that woman, the face. Oh my. Congratulations to you, girl.
Evil cackle. Check fucking mate, Chantal. Check fucking mate.
That is a banger of a soundbite. Babe, thank you so much for that. Shout out to Barb. Barb, if you're here, email me at tunderground2323 gmail.com. I'll post that on the community tab post in case you're not. All right, girl. And thank you very much to everybody that was here today, everybody that stopped in and said hello and was willing to listen. Because listen, I know that I'm giving you guys a lot of information. I'm well aware of that. How do I make myself full screen? There we go. I'm well aware that this is a lot, okay? And sometimes I'm like, damn, are these motherfuckers going to think I'm crazy? Because like I said, like I'll remember certain things and then I'll start putting certain things together and I'm like, oh my God, like, holy shit. And then me telling that back to you all, I feel like it could be a lot for you. So hopefully you took a lot away from this stream today because I feel like I did a pretty good job presenting that to you, but we'll see what the comments are like. Okay. Make sure you leave a comment after this is over for tomorrow's giveaway. Don't forget, tomorrow we're going to be here twice. We're going to be supporting our girl Just Saying, and we'll be live at a regular time. A regular smegular. Fucking freak. All right, posers. I got shit to do. Like, go to the fucking doctors. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Don't forget, Gorlick's going live. Sam's going live. That's all I know of right now. Okay. Support the community. Leave a thumbs up. Leave a comment. See y'all later. Bye.
Evil cackle. Check fucking mate, doll. Check fucking mate. Evil cackle. Check fucking mate, doll. Check fucking mate.